There we go then, Gigi. I'm sure you can hear the chants of "There's only one Billy Bingham" in the background after the referee blew his whistle. The applause has died away. We are just about to get underway here at Windsor Park.
Neil Lennon's also part of our commentary team this afternoon. And Neil, how important is today's match, not just for Northern Ireland to try and get back to winning ways, but also for the future of Ian Barraclough?
Yeah, I mean, the results haven't been great, the last three results or performances, but, you know, I like the look of this team today. He's going with two attack strikers. I thought they were unlucky in the end not to get something in Kosovo, but, you know, yeah, for Ian's own sort of record, he needs to get a result against a team that they would be expected to win against at home. These games are very difficult, Gigi, you know, end of season, and, you know, some of these players have had long seasons, but what I think we all want to see is, you know, a fluid performance and, you know, the remnants or the proof of some progression in the team.
Neil Lennon and Gerry Taggart, Alistair Bruce-Ball, your commentary team. Northern Ireland looking for their first win in the Nations League.
Thank you, Gigi. Yes, very happy I'm commentating alongside them rather than having to play against them. Back in the day, former teammates, delighted to have them on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon. Gerry Taggart and Neil Lennon underway in the sunshine at Windsor Park, and the celebration of the life of Billy Bingham, which is going to continue this afternoon. So Northern Ireland fans have been encouraged to wear their retro kits, their kits from 82 and 86, for example, when he so famously guided the nation to the World Cup finals. Early attack for Northern Ireland down the right, just peters out as the ball runs away from Shane Lavery. But it's just given the atmosphere, Gerry, inside the stadium an early lift as well, because in terms of, as Gigi was saying, in terms of current performances and results, they've been struggling, and there has been a bit of an air of gloom and doom. I mean, away to Kosovo on Thursday, Northern Ireland fans during that game chanting cheerio at the manager Ian Barraclough. Yeah,
not a nice thing to happen, but, you know, they voiced their opinion, the fans. And so it's important. I think the starting point for Northern Ireland today is the performance levels. You know, Neil's just touched on it. Took me a few reporters around here and a few commentators around here. That's been the biggest issue. And you'd like to think that one follows the other. Good performance matches good result.
Conor McMenamin, who plays his football in the League of Ireland, is starting at left wing back this afternoon. He's made a strong run down the left-hand side. Meaty challenge on him. And the ball has gone out for a throw into Northern Ireland. I'll get you through the two team lineups in just a second. Bailey Peacock Farrell, the regular number 1 in goal for Northern Ireland, injured in training. So Trevor Carson winning only his 8th cap at 34 years old. Paddy McNair back into the midfield. 18-year-old Shay Charles gets another start. Long throw into the Cyprus penalty area, flicked on at the near post by Ballard, comes off the back of his head and goes into the side netting. I believe we're getting another minute's applause around about the 58th minute, organised by the fans, just to again remember the passing of Billy Bingham, celebrate his life and achievements, part of that great team. Let's not forget he was a player for Northern Ireland as well, played in that team that reached the World Cup in 1958, and my memory of him growing up watching football in the 80s as a fantastic Northern Ireland manager. I've just seen some of the pictures on the big screen away to the right hand side. Lots and lots of sort of curly, luxurious white hair, steel-rimmed rectangular glasses, often with a pipe in hand, and always ready with a quip or two. Fantastic manager and a fantastic man, wasn't he, Gerry Taggart?
Yeah, absolutely. Very well-spoken man, very, you know, to the point. Oh, just thought something might happen, but yeah, I say a great man, a great manager.
Christofi for Cyprus. They're in white shirts, blue shorts, white socks. Christofi's made ground on the left-hand side, stabs his cross into the near post, didn't get enough on it. Cyprus appealing for a corner. They don't get the decision. That will be a goal kick for Northern Ireland. So Neil Lennon says he likes the look of this Northern Ireland team. I'll read it out to you. We'll get more thoughts from Neil in just a second. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. This is in Nations League Group C2, and these two nations, Northern Ireland and Cyprus, both starting on 1 point apiece. Trevor Carson in goal, 3 centre-backs. Daniel Ballard, 22-year-old, belongs to Arsenal, was playing at Millwall last season. Johnny Evans winning his 98th cap in the middle of the back three, and Cardiff's Kieran Brown on the left. Conor McMenamin, left wing back. Brodie Spencer yet to play a first team game for Huddersfield, second consecutive start for his country at right wing back. Paddy McNair, Stephen Davis and the 18-year-old Shay Charles in the midfield three. Carl Lafferty supported by Shane Lavery up front. Northern Ireland in bold green, white shorts, green socks. They've got the ball inside their own half. Next break in play, we'll get some more thoughts from Neil Lennon. Good noise inside the stadium, and Northern Ireland desperately needing a win. As Gigi was saying, 14th time of asking this in the Nations League, their third campaign, the third edition of the tournament. 3 draws, 10 defeats so far. They definitely do not want to be involved in a relegation playoff at the end of this group. They've won a throw-in on the right. Brodie Spencer goes sprinting to his right and thinks about taking it quickly. Cameraman has to get out of the way. There's just a narrow strip of shade cast over this side of the pitch by the stadium roof. Bit of breeze in the air as well. You can see Spencer's shirt untucked, blowing in the breeze. Northern Ireland have lost it from the throw. They've got it back here with Lavery. Short ball to Stephen Davis. First time pass from Spencer to McNair on the right. Davis looking for the run of Lavery, but he was on his heels. And Cyprus have the ball with their goalkeeper. So, come in again, Neil Lennon.
I thought they were going to go 3-5-2, Ollie. It looks like the 3-4-3. I'd much prefer them to be 2 up with Lavery playing off Lafferty. Because they're a back 3. Cyprus. Gogic is a player who's played a lot in Scotland. But he's more of a holding midfield player, and Nicholas Panayu is one of my players who's a young left-sided centre-half but lacks a bit of physicality. Anyway, we'll see how the game develops, but I expect Cyprus to have enough of the ball. They've got 2 strikers who are big and powerful, not technically gifted, but you've already seen with Christofi there, that little break he had in the box. They get away from people, but they just lack a bit of quality, so I'm expecting Northern Ireland to play a very British type of game here and force the issue if they can.
That's Neil Lennon watching on from a studio back home. 6 minutes gone first half. Jerry Taggart sitting alongside me in the stadium. I'll give you the Cyprus team in a second. The ball has gone out for a throw into Northern Ireland. So Christofi, who we've mentioned playing up front for Cyprus, hasn't scored for his country for 5 years. Kyle Lafferty at the other end of the field, who had that fabulous scoring run in qualification for Euro 2016, hasn't scored for 6 years for Northern Ireland. So both of them will want to do something about that this afternoon. That's a good ball from Johnny Evans. Pace on it to the right. And here's Brodie Spencer. Where's number 21 for Northern Ireland? Gives it to Stephen Davis. Davis back to Ballard. Ballard, who's a tall, powerfully built young defender, plays it across to Evans. Evans gets it back from Shea Charles, the 18-year-old who's come through the Manchester City Academy. Ballard to Spencer. Spencer just draws in Kyriakou. Rides the challenge, but his pass is intercepted. Kyriakou, with the bushy beard, playing in midfield for Cyprus, has won a throw for them on the left-hand side. Early thoughts from Jerry Taggart. And Neil's right, actually, isn't he? It's 3-4-3, so yeah. McMenamin, it gets him further forward, doesn't it? Which is where he wants to be.
Well, we weren't sure whether he was going to be playing wing, but thankfully that is not the case. McMenamin is a centre forward, plays his trade there. And I also agree with Shane Lavery. Shane Lavery is an out centre forward, and he's pushed him out onto this right-hand side. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. He's made a couple of nice little runs, Shane Lavery, actually, to try and stretch the Cypriot defence in behind. As of yet, we just haven't been able to find that ball to get him in behind and maybe get a couple of crosses. But it's been a decent start from Northern Ireland. Just a couple of minutes ago, a nice little bit of one-touch football on the edge of the 18-yard box. And as you said, Lavery just on his heels there when really he should have been on the front foot.
Foul committed by Northern Ireland. The foul on Grigoris Kastanos. Neil, as he was explaining, as I think a lot of our listeners will know, now managing over in Cyprus, so we'll know a fair bit about this international side and a couple of his players in it. One of them, Andronikos Kakoulis up front. The other one that Neil mentioned, Panagiotou, who wears number 13. Northern Ireland win the ball high up the field. Ballard plays it into McNair. McNair inside the box, takes a tumble. Referee's right on the spot and he waves away the penalty claims. McNair is still down hurt. Northern Ireland feel they should have had a penalty. We do have the video assistant referee involved in the Nations League this afternoon, so he will have a look at that. The ball is with Northern Ireland's goalkeeper, Trevor Carson. On first view, Jerry Taggart, what do you think?
Well, the referee was in a really good position. As soon as McNair went down, his hands came across, or out from his body to say no penalty. I didn't think it was enough on that for a penalty. I don't think the pace on the ball from Ballard to try and find McNair, I don't think there was enough pace on it. So he had to check his run and try and get the ball out of his feet. Yes, the Cypriot defender came in, but I don't think there was enough on that to give it, to make it a stonewall penalty.
Neil Lennon might have been able to have a look on a monitor. Neil, have you had another look at that?
Not yet, but looking at it, Ollie, I don't think it's a penalty. I think Jerry called it right. Not enough pace on the ball. But what I will say is, the other reason I like to look at this team is McNair's in midfield, and he will give what I've saw with Northern Ireland is there's been a lack of legs from midfield in the last 2 or 3 games, and McNair will make those runs into the box, and I think that's been a big miss in the previous games. So, and that's a prime example of it. They've been unlucky. It was a good play, good high press, and unlucky not to get something out of it.
A couple of promising moments early on for Northern Ireland. Some defending to do, they've done it. They've won a throw in their right back position. 10 minutes played. Don't worry, we will keep you updated on the test match as well. Last we heard from Ellie Oldroyd at Trent Bridge, Ollie Pope had got to 3 figures. They are replying to New Zealand's massive first innings total of 553. Ball-by-ball commentary continues over on Sports Extra, and you get those in-play highlights on the BBC Sport website and app as well. Highlights BBC 2, 7 o'clock tonight, third day of the test match. If you hadn't heard, Max Verstappen, the winner in Azerbaijan. The Checkered Flag podcast being recorded as we speak, so if you want that later on, that'll be available via the BBC Sounds app. Latest score I've got from the BBC Sport website on the cricket: 233 for 2. Pope and Root at the crease for England. McMenamin with real speed chases a ball down the left-hand side, keeps it in by the corner flag, crosses the ball in early, attacked by McNair and Lafferty at the near post. Neither of them could get to it. The ball is loose outside the Cyprus penalty area. Stephen Davis wins ahead. Another ball in from McMenamin. Lafferty challenges, beaten to it by the Hibs defender Alexander Gogic, and Brodie Spencer shepherds the ball out of play, and out it goes for a throw-in. Northern Ireland need a win. This is a game they should win as well, just in terms of the standings of the two nations, and I know you can't always take that into account, but this really is must-win, Jerry, isn't it?
You like to think so. With everything else that surrounds this game, well, the passing of Billy Bingham as well, then what a way to go out of these group of games of the win under your belt and give the fans something to cheer about and to go home happy about.
Nice touch from Shay Charles, plays the ball to himself, reaches it down by the byline, stands the cross up, header back across goal, just couldn't quite direct it on target there. Good play from Northern Ireland again, threatening early on. Long ball is cleared out by Cyprus, only as far as Johnny Evans. Calmly strokes it back to Shay Charles. Little dummy from him, right-footed ball, played wide to Spencer. Early cross into the far post, goes right across the face of the Cyprus goalmouth. McMenamin's there, his cross is blocked. Chance here for Christofi, the centre forward, just to thump this forward. Kakoulis will chase it, headed sideways by Daniel Ballard. The rain is back briefly here at Windsor Park, but the Northern Ireland fans encouraged by what they've seen at the start of this game.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, wasn't it, from Brodie Spencer. Just a little bit of an experience there from McMenamin. As a wide forward, you want to see him in at that far post.
Another challenge here from Lavery on the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper was slow coming off his line there. He's on debut here, Andreas Christodoulou. Lavery went for the loose ball. He's gone over the back of Christodoulou. He is holding his lower back now. The referee has stopped the game. We've played almost 13 minutes. It's Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. A little bit of uncertainty at the back for the visitors. Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of indecision. Probably a lack of communication there, Ali. Leading to that collision there. And as you see a lot these days, players making a meal of any sort of contact on the ground, making sure that the referee doesn't give a decision, to the opposition. And I think that, the keeper's done well there. Got some good news for you, possibly, Jerry. We're going to try and get your old mucker Neil Lennon up on the screen so he can see us here at Windsor Park.
Oh, dear.
Oh, please don't.
And pictures of the game as well. Neil, what have you made of it so far?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, they've put in some quality balls. McMenamin put one in, and then lovely little bit of play from Charles, dinked one to the far post. It's been a good start. And I've had a look again at the penalty incident, and I've seen them given, Ali.
Yeah.
Gogic definitely made contact with his knee on the back of Paddy McNair, and I don't know if they've got VAR there.
They do.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if they've had a good look at that, for me it's a penalty. Once I've seen it again, it's definitely contact in the back of Paddy's knee, and I've definitely seen them given.
Yeah, just seen that as well, actually, Neil. Just getting a picture of the replay up here now, and I can see exactly what you mean. Spanish refereeing team this afternoon back underway at Windsor Park. Gogic, whose knee made contact with McNair, trying to play the ball across his penalty area to Laifis, the left-sided centre-back, closed down by Lavery, and the ball goes out for a Cyprus throw. So Christodoulou's in goal. Their back three, the skipper Arti Matas, Kostas Arti Matas, right-sided centre-back, Alexander Gogic of Hibs, and Konstantinos Laifis. Ioannis Pittas on the right-hand side, Nikolaos Panagiotou, who plays for Neil at Ammonia, on the left, Kastanos and Kyriakou with Sionis as the midfield three, Dimitris Christofi and Andronikos Kakoulis as the physical front two for Cyprus. 15 minutes gone. BBC Radio 5 Live, also available on the BBC Sounds app, as always, live at Windsor Park. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. Next Nations League commentary for you is on Tuesday night. England at home against Hungary. Back at Molineux, 7:45 kickoff. 5 Live Sport on air from 7 o'clock. Kyriakou opens it up for Cyprus wide to the right. This is Pittas. Pittas' cross in is read by Johnny Evans. He leaps in the air and volleys it away. McMenamin is caught late there. He got his left foot to the ball, then got knocked to the floor. He could see the challenge coming, but he bravely committed himself, and quite rightly, Jerry, Northern Ireland get the free kick. It's 0-0.
Yeah, it was a good break, as you said, down that right-hand side from Cyprus, with Johnny Evans using all his experience, just coming across, just mopping up the danger. Nice little ball down to McMenamin. So he just has to stretch slightly, doesn't it, to get on the end of it, but he makes sure it's nice. It's brave play from McMenamin to get on the end of that. As you say, just gets clattered from the Cypriot player. It's an easy one for the ref to give.
Seen plenty of the Cyprus manager out on the touchline so far in the early stages. Nikos Kostinoglu looks slightly underdressed. I know it's June, but we are in Belfast. He's got a sort of man from Del Monte look about him in the sort of all beige jacket and trousers this afternoon. Northern Ireland bossy and Barraclough is out right at the start of this little group of games. He was targeting 4 wins, and so far Northern Ireland have lost the 2. Lost here against Greece about 10 days or so ago. Got the 0-0 draw away to Cyprus. Lost against Kosovo away on Thursday night. That's why a win here is so important this afternoon. Gogic with the shaven head powers a header away for Cyprus. Sunshine is out again. Shea Charles tries to cushion the ball into the path of McMenamin, and these are the players of the future for Northern Ireland, the likes of Brodie Spencer at right wing back, Shea Charles in central midfield, Conor McMenamin on the left hand side. Kyle Lafferty comes thundering back to slide in and win a tackle, and the ball comes off his boots and goes out for a throw in to Cyprus on the right. Ian Barraclough's record in competitive international so far for Northern Ireland, 19 played. This is the 20th. And just the 3 wins so far, 2 of those against Lithuania in World Cup qualifying last time out, and the other one actually on penalties in the Euro 2020 playoffs away to Bosnia and Herzegovina. They then lost that playoff final, of course, here at home against Slovakia after extra time. Trevor Carson, Northern Ireland goalkeeper, hasn't had too much to do, has the ball at his feet and just plays a short one out to Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, calm as you like. Across to Kieran Brown, little triangular passing from Northern Ireland. Stephen Davis gets involved. It comes across to Ballard, and the 3 centre-backs for Northern Ireland slowly make their way up the pitch, still inside their own half. Diagonal launch to the left. McMenamin is able to bring this down on the instep of his left boot. Tackled by Pittas. Northern Ireland win a corner, and Northern Ireland, I mean, Neil Lennon was saying this, Jerry, actually, the last commentary I did against Greece, need to improve from the attacking set pieces. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the quality, and especially beating the first man, we did see it. We did see some good quality the other night against Kosovo. I think it was Dan Buller at 2 or 3 good chances, actually converted one of them, so that was an improvement the other night. But definitely they've got to improve with these set pieces. They're massive.
Corner comes in from the left wing, in swinger with the right foot. There is Ballard leaping, powerful header on it, can't get it on target. Behind it goes for a goal kick. But that's what you were saying, wasn't it, Neil, when we were doing the Northern Ireland Greece commentary the other day? Because previously, particularly under Michael O'Neill, and actually throughout, history, Northern Ireland have been very good at the set pieces.
Yeah, it was an important facet for our game. We're not going to dominate possession and set players. That man sitting beside you got a few in his career, for Northern Ireland. And you're right, Michael. Certainly with the likes of McCleary and people like that would, soak up pressure when a set play, and they worked hard on them, and the deliveries were great. I've just felt up until Jerry touched on the Kosovo game that the quality of the deliveries, even that one from Paddy there, was a bit floaty and a bit high, and the fact that Cyprus are zonal, might be better putting an outswinger in than an in-swinger, but certainly the deliveries have to improve, to give them a chance of getting on the score sheet. They just need to take a little bit of madness out of the game now. They're dominating the game, and they just need a bit more composure on the ball now and get that final ball right.
Just adding to that, Ali, you know, the sort of pinpointing Dan Ballard as the main header of a ball, and they probably need Cyprus will know that from watching the game the other night against Kovacic, that, you know, they've pinpointed Dan Ballard as Northern Ireland's main header. And so what Cyprus will do is make sure that if he's going to win it, he doesn't get a free header. So Northern Ireland maybe need to switch it up a little bit, switch the types of set pieces and corner kicks that they're putting into the box.
20 minutes played. Former Northern Ireland internationals Jerry Taggart and Neil Lennon watching this one with us this afternoon. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. Greece against Kosovo, the top two in the group. They meet later on, 7:45 kick-off tonight. But Menemin seeing a lot of the ball in the first half. Glentoran player wide on the left has slightly overrun this one. Kyriakou plays out from the back up towards Kakoulis. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Kieran Brown fires a pass wide down the left to McMenamin. He's lost it. Kyriakou again. Then the ball goes running right down the right-hand touchline. Just about stays in play. Johnny Evans comes gliding across, wins it for Northern Ireland. Shea Charles tries to whip it out to the left-hand side. McMenamin is tackled. Throw in for Northern Ireland, wide on the left.
Great play from Johnny Evans. Cool as you like, under pressure. As you said, the ball just seemingly just would not go out of play, would it? And Johnny called in the rescue again, but cool as you like. Just turns on the ball, takes a player out of the game, and a nice little pass in the midfield. 98th
cap for Johnny Evans this afternoon. 2 games coming up in September. The last 2 games in this group could possibly take him to the 3 figures. Stephen Davis winning incredibly 138th cap this afternoon. Volleyed passes intercepted, and Cyprus have the ball again inside the Northern Ireland half. In the 0-0 draw between these two last week, there was a thumping shot from Katalaris, the centre-back, that came off the woodwork for Northern Ireland. Bailey Peacock-Farrell made a very important save from Sionis in the second half, and Ali McCann for Northern Ireland had a late chance to win the game. Lavery, that's a shame. Ball is played behind McNair. McNair getting forward again from his midfield position. Gogic brings it forward for Cyprus. They work it to the right-hand side. Arti Matas, the captain, as the drumbeat rings around Windsor Park, plays it to Gogic. Here's Kastanos. Kastanos is a Juventus player, but out on loan last season at Salernitana, who just kept their place in Serie A. 6 loan spells in the last 6 seasons for him. Here's McMenamin again. Just stops short of the halfway line, wide on the left-hand side. Plays back to Kieran Brown. Left-sided centre-back for Northern Ireland this afternoon. He's another one making his way in international football. Finished the season on loan at Oxford. Stephen Davis tries a little flick through his legs to find Lavery. It's intercepted. Kastanos looking for the run of Kakoulis in his bright blue boots, tackled by Ballard, who followed him well, and the ball goes out for a Cyprus throw wide on the left. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. 6 wins in the last 27 internationals for Northern Ireland. 3 wins in the last 28 internationals for Cyprus. 2 teams who are not accustomed to scoring goals and winning games at the moment. Real opportunity for both of them this afternoon. Spencer's header intercepted by Kyriakou. Right-footed pass to Arti Matas. He's about 30 yards from the Northern Ireland goal. Stephen Davis continues to give chase. Cyprus work it wide to the left. Panagiotou. Short pass to Sionis. Sionis back down that left-hand channel, crossing to that near post. Oh, that's a chance. And Christofi had a flick at it with his right foot, didn't make contact, and he knows what a good chance that was. Northern Ireland now come on the counter. Stephen Davis stretches to reach a ball on the halfway line and can't get there. Northern Ireland 0. Cyprus 0. Next break in play will take you back to Trent Bridge. Here's Kastanos. Good little spell of the game, this end-to-end at the moment. Very nearly slides it through. Rebound comes to him. He hits a shot that's blocked on the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty area. Lavery comes bouncing off Panagiotou, makes a good run forward. I think Lafferty's going to be offside. Yep, flag goes up. Then he leaves the ball for McMenamin to chase, so the flag goes back down and play can continue. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. Castanos plays back to the edge of the penalty area. Let's get to Trent Bridge then. Ellie Oldroyd watching day 3 of the second test between England and New Zealand.
And England going well here, 248 for 2 at the moment. Ollie Pope on 114 and Joe Root 58. The 100 partnership has just come up between these two. We've seen some outrageous stroke play from both players, particularly an Ollie Pope uppercut for 6 over the slips, and that's another glorious shot to the boundary for him. He goes on to 118, England 256 for 2. They're still 301 runs behind, but this has been an excellent batting display.
Thank you, Ellie. Ball by ball commentary with the Test Match Special team continues over on Sports Extra through until the close of play. Test Match Special podcast will be there for you later on as well. Johnny Evans floats one forward for Lafferty to chase. Gogic comes running across to cover it. McMenamin behind Lafferty in support. Lafferty's taken it wide to the left. He's kept the ball and then he's given it away. Passed it straight to Kakoulis. Cyprus sense an opportunity. 4 of their players getting forward quickly. Breaking through from midfield. Looking for the run of Sionis here. Sionis on the ball just inside the Northern Ireland penalty area. Ballard's in front of him, holds Sionis up for a second, played back to Kyriakou, dreadful shot. He shacked that 20 yards wide. It's behind for the goal kick. 25 minutes played, Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. There was a good chance a couple of minutes ago though at the near post for Christophe, wasn't there, Jerry?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big opportunity for Cyprus to get, well, at least to get a shot on target, but yet again that's twice now he's had opportunities inside Northern Ireland's box and he's fluffed his lines completely. But this was a real chance. He's made a good run to the near post. The ball was worked well by Cyprus, in fairness to him, down the left-hand side. And when the ball came in from that left-hand side, Christophe makes a good run to the near post, but just can't get any purchase on the ball whatsoever.
Here's Ballard. Crosses the halfway line for Northern Ireland. Right-footed pass. That's a lovely flick from Lavery to find McNair. Edge of the box. McNair trying to tee himself up for a shot. Blocked by Gogic. And the ball spins away for a throw into Northern Ireland. Again, you can see McNair getting into those attacking positions.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 times already in this first half, Ollie, that he's made those forward runs, trying to get up with play in support of Lavery. It's good defending in the end from Gogic. He stands up, makes it tough for Paddy McNair to get round him and get a shot off, and it's a good block in the end.
Kyriakou tries to swing a pass with his right foot wide right. Pittas is not going to be able to catch that, so it's out for a throw into Northern Ireland. Let's get a few more thoughts from Neil Lennon. Next break in play. They've taken that throw in. Northern Ireland's at the feet of Johnny Evans. Evans just walking towards the halfway line, sizes up his options, plays a low one across the halfway line to Ballard, who immediately gives it back to Evans. Evans looks up and then goes for this diagonal down the middle of the pitch. The ball is headed down by Laifis. Lafferty can't get there. Stephen Davis leaps to head a bouncing ball to his right. And Brodie Spencer, Huddersfield's Brodie Spencer, playing the ball back to Ballard. Davis into the feet of Lavery. Spencer coming in from the right, stretches, can't reach that pass. Ball is cleared into the Northern Ireland half. So Kieran Brown comes trotting back into his half, and Cyprus are quite happy just to sit. 2 strikers on the halfway line. They hold that defensive shape as Ballard comes towards them with the ball at his feet. Takes a touch to himself. Johnny Evans is there for him in the centre circle. Evans with his left foot just sweeps it back to Ballard. McNair's dropped a bit deeper, wide on the right. Ballard goes through the middle to Lafferty, forward to Davis, who's able to take a touch and look forward here. McNair takes possession, level with the edge of the Cyprus penalty area. Finds young Brodie Spencer, just took a little too long over the cross which got blocked, but Stephen Davis scurries in to get onto the rebound, plays it out to Spencer and back to Ballard. Ballard thought about getting an early cross in, instead goes low to his left into midfield to 18-year-old Shay Charles. Stephen Davis, deflected pass, almost finds Spencer, hacked away by Sionis. And Cyprus thought that ball was going to go out for a throw. I think the wind has held it up and Ballard has it again. And here's Davis. Davis just inside the Cypriot half. Captain's armband, bright green one wrapped around his right bicep. Here's Lavery on the right. Green strapping on his right wrist. Good skills from Lavery. Beats a man. Lays it back to McNair. Takes a touch. Could possibly have hit it. Goes down again. McNair wins a corner. Not a penalty. Or is it even a goal kick? It's a goal kick, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's well played. Shane Lavery does brilliantly. Gets to the byline down this right-hand side and he just cuts a little ball back into the path of Paddy McNair. And I'm thinking, just hit it. Hit it first time. He decides to take a touch. His first touch lets him down slightly. Just seeing it on the replay here. Yeah, it just bounces off his foot. And that enables I think it's Artemis to get across and just shield that ball out of play for a goal kick, but well played, Shane Lavery down the right hand side.
Coming up to half an hour played live at Windsor Park on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Jerry Taggart sitting alongside me as Christodoulou, the Cypriot keeper, clears with his right foot on his debut for his country this afternoon. McNair's battling to try and win it off Kyriakou. Cyprus have it inside their own half. Northern Ireland start to press, but now Gogic has a little bit of time in his short-sleeved white Cyprus shirt. Laifis swings a left-footed pass out to the right wing. Christofi makes a run, back heels the ball into the shins of Johnny Evans. Throwing for Cyprus wide on the right. And Christofi, the centre forward, is thinking about taking it. Stocky build, powerful number 9. He's left it in the end for Pittas. And no one seems that bothered about making a move here. And now Christofi just jogs towards Pittas, and Pittas looking for an option with the throw into the feet of Kakoulis, who tries to turn away from Brown. Wants a free kick. Assistant referee's flag stays down. Again, magnificent from Johnny Evans under pressure. Just a little turn, plays to Carson. Carson sweeps it away, not the best clearance from him. Sionis is able to play the ball back to the halfway line to Laifis. Lavery is chasing for Northern Ireland. Gogic's pass to Kyriakou. Played back to Laifis again. Now on up to Kakoulis, who's caught by Ballard, and that'll be a free kick for Cyprus, 35 yards from goal. So after we see what Cyprus do with this, we'll get back to Neil Lennon, who's also watching the game as part of our coverage this afternoon. Half an hour played. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 0. Cyprus currently ranked 105th in the world. I noticed in the FIFA World Ranking, sandwiched between Kenya in 104th and India in 106th. Kyriakou over the free kick. Vanishing spray. Put down with a flourish by our Spanish referee. 3-man wall for Northern Ireland. Trevor Carson, the goalkeeper, will be playing his club football at St Mirren next season, winning only an 8th cap this afternoon. On his line, Northern Ireland's defensive line is on the edge of the penalty area. Kyriakou is looking to chip this in behind them, you'd think. Here it comes to the penalty spot. Little flick on, oh, it's found the bottom corner. They've scored. Kakoulis celebrates the goal. Northern Ireland behind at home, and their Nations League woes continue. And you can hear the reaction inside Windsor Park. Boos and jeers from some of the Northern Ireland fans. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 1. Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, disaster really for Northern Ireland. It was a nothing ball really. It was just a little floaty ball up round about just overhead height, you'd have to say. But Kakoulis was unmarked. He's just made a little run, unmarked, and all he does is he just flicks it with the side of his head, and it just goes past the keeper into that far post.
Not entirely sure how much he got in it. Kakoulis, of course, is one of Neil Lennon's players. He scored the opening goal here at Windsor Park.
Yeah, he's going to get fined a month's wages for that. It gets a little nick off Spencer, I think, on the way. I think it comes off his shoulder, Ali, and just gathers a little bit more acceleration. But it's really poor, from Spencer in the first place, because he's like Kakoulis, who is decent in the air, get across him and get first contact, and then the ball's hit Spencer, I think, on the shoulder. And we talk about, the beauty of set plays, and that's given Cyprus something to hold on to now.
Yeah, Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 1. Castanos goes down holding his face. 2 players down. The referee lets play continue. It's a head injury as well for Castanos. Stephen Davis on the ball, 25 yards from goal. Finds McMenamin inside the Cyprus penalty area. Gogic too strong for him. Wins the ball, brings it away for Cyprus. Then they lose it. Castanos is back on his feet. Lafferty thinking about a shot. Here he goes with his right foot straight at the goalkeeper. And it's a comfortable save for Christodoulou. So, Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 1. Northern Ireland with just a point in this group so far. You'd have certainly considered them favourites for this game. 1 win in 13 at Windsor Park. You heard the reaction of the fans as well, Jerry. They weren't happy, those that travelled to Kosovo on Thursday. And they're certainly not happy with the fact that Northern Ireland behind in the first half here.
No, it's a poor goal to give away, and a good opportunity right after conceding that goal for Northern Ireland on the break. But I think Steve Davis had too much time and too many players to look at, instead of just making his mind up nice and early, playing a simple ball to somebody in a green shirt to hopefully try and get a shot off. And in the end, Cyprus were able to deal with that counter-attack from Northern Ireland. But as far as you know, conceding that goal from a set piece, very, very disappointing. I think Neil's called it absolutely spot on. You know, young Brodie Spencer just guilty of sleeping in, not being aware that, you know, with the ball actually coming into the box, even though when you look at it, it's a nothing ball. As a defender, you have to make sure that you're right on point as far as your defensive duties are concerned, and Brodie Spencer wasn't there.
How harsh can we be on an 18-year-old that's not played a game for Huddersfield in club football and is playing only his third international?
Well, it's something he'll have to learn from, absolutely. And I suppose, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, Ian Barraclough, you know, was putting these young lads into the team. But it's a harsh lesson to learn, and he has to learn quickly. But you're right, it is because he's so inexperienced.
Yeah, but it's
Brodie Spencer that, you know, he can be forgiven, I suppose, somewhat.
Yeah. But it's the situation that Northern Ireland find themselves in. We were discussing this, you know, ahead of the commentary this afternoon, wasn't it, Jerry, in terms of the players available to Ian Barraclough, injuries in this international window, young players just learning their trade. I mean, here's one of them as well, 18-year-old in central midfield. They are going to make mistakes.
Yep.
And that's why it results at the moment for Northern Ireland hard to come by. Lavery can't get away down the right. Panagiotou, another one of Neil Lennon's players at Ammonia, makes the tackle. Cup winners last season in Cyprus, of course, and Kakoulis, the goal scorer, who has Neil said he's going to get fined for that. His second goal for Cyprus puts the pressure on Northern Ireland, puts the pressure on Ian Barraclough. If you finish bottom of this Nations League group, then you go into a relegation playoff with the danger of dropping down to the bottom tier of the competition the next time it's played. Lavery's trying to win the ball for Northern Ireland, which he's done. Wide on the right in an attacking position. Back to Ballard. Stephen Davis under pressure. He's able to shake off the challenge of Kakoulis, makes the run forward, stands the ball up to the far post, headed over his own crossbar at the back there by one of the Cypriot defenders, and it goes out for a corner to Northern Ireland, who trail Cyprus by a 0-0.
Yeah, good individual play from Davis there. Again, McMenamin, you just want them coming in a little bit earlier. He just checks his run, McMenamin, and it's a lovely little flight of ball from Davis from the edge of the box to that far post, and unfortunately there's no one there to challenge for it.
McNair with the corner, flatter delivery, headed away at the near post. Stephen Davis hits it on the right foot, and the keeper tips that over the crossbar straight at him. Wasn't going to take a chance. Northern Ireland win another corner.
Yeah, great strike, opportunist strike from Steve Davis again as the ball gets cleared out. Probably 22, 23 yards out. It just sits up lovely for him. First time on the volley, good save.
McNair's delivery with the right foot from the right-hand side. This one aimed at Johnny Evans, beaten in the air. The ball again finds Stephen Davis. Can't shoot this time, plays it back to Spencer. Under pressure with his right foot. McNair's not there for him to chase that ball into the penalty area. So that is collected by the Cyprus goalkeeper Andreas Christodoulou. He waits for Lafferty to close in, and then he calmly picks the ball up at the feet of the Northern Ireland striker. If Stephen Davis were to score this afternoon, that would take him to 14 international goals. It would put him on his own, third in the list of the all-time goal scorers. David Healy on 36, Kyle Lafferty on 20, and Stephen Davis would be on 14. George Best, I just looked at the statue of George Best outside the stadium on the way in, not too far behind. Once scored a hat-trick against Cyprus back in April 1971. Northern Ireland fans getting behind their team once more. On the day inside the stadium, they are remembering the late great Billy Bingham, player and manager for Northern Ireland. 56 caps for his country, 9 goals actually in terms of Northern Ireland goal scorers. Billy Bingham managed 9, 5 of those came against Scotland, and an incredible 118 games in charge as manager in 2 separate spells, taking them to the World Cup in 82 and 86, and famously, of course, just under 40 years ago, a Friday night in Valencia, Jerry Armstrong's goal, the 1-0 win against the host Spain at Spain 82. I remember it well. Lafferty plays the ball to McNair, down the right to Brodie Spencer, at fault for the Cyprus goal, trying to get back into the game, get on the front foot for Northern Ireland. The ball is cleared away by Cyprus, and they will happily now, as Neil was suggesting, Jerry, you know, take their lead, sit back and try and soak it up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they started the game that way. They sat back. They've come here to play on the counter-attack. As you say, they've got that 1-0, that vital goal, 1-0 in charge. That'll just encourage them to keep on playing the way that they are with that, you know, with that goal lead. Something to cling on to. They will not change a thing. They'll not change their formation, and they will not change their tactics as far as sitting in and soaking up the pressure.
Neil Lennon also watching the game for us this afternoon, part of this commentary team. Neil, in anything different Northern Ireland should be doing as yet in terms of attacking?
Yeah, I would give Lavery more central. I'd go 3-5-2, like I said before. Somebody needs to get closer to Lafferty, he's taking too many touches. He's drifting out into wider areas and really should be a focal point. And get Lavery maybe playing off him or going in behind him, because everything's in front of Cyprus. Our attacks are too slow. Ollie taking too many passes, and it's very reminiscent of the Greek game where they had plenty of the ball but no quality in the final third at the minute. And let's get it right, Cyprus are there for the taking.
Yeah. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Northern Ireland under pressure, as is their manager Ian Barraclough, arms crossed in the dark grey suit down below us. Lavery tackled wide on the right. Ballard has to be strong in the challenge with Christophe. Does well, flicks the ball back to Stephen Davis. Davis opens his body up, side foots a pass across to Johnny Evans in the centre circle. Wants the run from McMenamin. Tries to float it over the top there of Pittas, and he beat Pittas. It just skips away from McMenamin. Quality pass, but he couldn't control it, and it goes out for a throw-in to Cyprus. Now, when I was here 10 days ago for the game against Greece, there's a little corner spot there of about 50 seats where the Greek fans sat, and that is entirely empty this afternoon.
Yeah.
So whether Cyprus have any support whatsoever inside this stadium.
Well, I can see two people at the back. There's got to be a couple of Cypriots. There's got to be a couple of Cypriots
somewhere
hanging around Belfast.
Couple of locals.
Yeah. Got to be.
Well, they're having the better of it at the moment. 5 minutes left in the first half. Kyriakou down in central midfield was caught. Free kick Cyprus, leading Northern Ireland by a 1-0. 1 goal in the last 6 home games for Northern Ireland, and that was an own goal in the 1-0 win against Lithuania. Have to find a goal now. A couple of goals to win this game. Really need the win this afternoon, otherwise it's going to be a difficult summer for Ian Barraclough and his troops. Next 2 games to them at the end of this Nations League campaign come in September. Ballard holds off Kyriakou. He goes down holding his face, claims he was elbowed. Referee's going to have to stop the game. Well, no, referee's seen it, and he's quite happy that Kyriakou is making a meal of that, and there was nothing wrong with him. He's going to slowly get himself to his... Well, he's staying down, and the referee says, I've seen it, let's carry on here. Shea Charles across to Ballard. Ballard is 20 yards inside the Cyprus half, so Cyprus a man down. Kyriakou ironically cheered as he picks himself up, gets to his feet. He's a big fella as well, isn't he? Shea Charles, that's a good ball. McMenamin's first touch, drives it with his left foot, saved by Christodoulou at the near post, and behind for a goal kick. Good sided goal for Northern Ireland. McMenamin couldn't take the chance. Now push and shove between him and Castanos. I don't know what that's about. Goalkeeper gets involved as well. It is hotting up inside Windsor Park.
Yeah, good opportunity. Good play from McMenamin, you have to say. That's a better run from him, a better time run. It's like an inside left position. Good first touch. But the keeper does brilliant for me, Christodoulou. He just comes out, cuts the angle down. There's a defender over there as well to help him. And so credit to the goalkeeper and the defender there, but that's better from Northern Ireland. And a good run from McMenamin this time, stretches in behind the Cypriot defence down that left-hand, inside left channel.
Christodoulou, the goalkeeper, clears with his right foot from the goal kick. So time running out for Northern Ireland in the first half. Johnny Evans leaps to win the header. 14th Nations League game this is for Northern Ireland. 3rd edition of the competition. They are yet to win one. There are only 2 other nations who are in the same boat. Iceland, who spent their first couple of campaigns in the top flight of the competition, so lots of games against Switzerland, Belgium, Denmark and England, so that is explicable in a way. San Marino, another one. Andorra were one until a couple of days ago. They beat Liechtenstein by 2-1, and Republic of Ireland until yesterday in the 3-0 win over Scotland. They were also without a win, but now it is just Northern Ireland, Iceland and San Marino. Northern Ireland have a free kick. Chance to put some pressure on late in the first half, trailing Cyprus by 1-0. Rolled across the Cyprus half to Stephen Davis. Floats the ball up in the air. Johnny Evans can't control it, watches it come down over his right shoulder, skips away from him off his right boot and behind for the goal kick to Cyprus.
Yeah, a little bit of an improvisation there that didn't come off. Difficult one for Johnny to try and pull down. As you said, he's having to look over his right shoulder but while running forward at pace and trying to pull that one down. And I don't think that was a training ground move either. It was just something that a bit off the cuff, basically, that one.
Be interesting to see what reaction we get from the Northern Ireland fans at half-time. I would imagine, again, there would be some boos and jeers and whistles. I think on a day like today, such a sort of emotional, moving day, when they're remembering a footballing legend in Billy Bingham, they will feel a little conflicted in terms of giving the current manager a little bit of stick, but obviously wanting to treasure the memory, cherish the memory, and thank Billy Bingham for all he did for Northern Ireland as a player and a manager. Kakoulis on the half volley with his left foot, gives it the hammer way over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Trevor Carson wants to take it quickly. Heading towards added time at the end of the first half. Gigi Salmon presenting 5 Live Sport this afternoon, so we'll be back to Trent Bridge very shortly, I'm sure. England replying to that mammoth first innings total of 553. Last we heard going along very nicely with Ollie Pope and Joe Root at the crease. Root was approaching 50. Ollie Pope had already made his century. Here's Ballard. Stabs it forward with his left foot. Spencer stretches. He's tackled. The ball is back with Ballard inside his own half. Sionis of Cyprus chases him. Ballard gets there first. Plays it to Johnny Evans. Cross to the skipper, Stephen Davis. Davis drives it forward with his right foot, and Lavery stretches. Can't control it. Behind it goes for the goal kick. And we have 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. Neil Lennon, if Ian Barraclough does go on to lose this game and Northern Ireland sit bottom of the group going into the summer, there are going to be some difficult questions for him to answer, aren't there?
Yeah, of course. And he's going to come under analysis and scrutiny like all managers do when results aren't going well. The performance, again, it's a little bit iffy for me. I think that Cyprus are going to give away territory, and Northern Ireland have got to move the ball a lot quicker and put the ball in the box earlier and get more people around Lafferty. And you can hear the boos now, Ollie, which, well, it's sort of natural, but it's not been the worst performance, but it's not a great result at the minute.
No, that's right. Half-time whistle's just blown. Few boos, few jeers, and the Northern Ireland players trudge from the field. They're 1-0 down against Cyprus, currently ranked 105th in the world. Kakoulis with the goal, Jerry Taggart, and a goal that could have been avoided.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just a little bit of inexperience shown there with Northern Ireland. A ball, when I say a nothing ball, the ball, we were all thinking the ball was going to be flighted right to the far post where all the big guys were up for Cyprus. It didn't happen that way, and it was just a little bit of a switch off from Brodie Spencer, because he's thinking the same. That's where you've got to switch on. You've got to be ready for anything when you're a defender, because what you think's going to happen doesn't always happen. And because of the inexperience he have, he just switches off and inadvertently in the end goes into the back line. Well, he helps it on its way. It's hard for us to see, but as Neil said, I think he just helps it in on his way. So a bit of a disaster, you have to say.
Yeah, Nations League not good for Northern Ireland again this year. It's an unfair comparison to make, Gigi, but on the day that we remember the late great Billy Bingham, who passed away on Thursday, I mean, you could not be further away at the moment from the heady heights of 1958 and his teams that he managed in 82 and 86. But equally, compare it to recent times under Michael O'Neill. They are struggling at the moment, Northern Ireland. And at half-time here at Windsor Park, they are 1-0 down against Cyprus.
They certainly are, and the wait goes on for their first Nations League win. 45 minutes to come. We'd like you to get in touch. You have been getting in touch. 850-5OUT-ZAC. The manager always gets the blame, but a lot of these players are nowhere near international quality anymore. Joseph says Davis and Johnny Evans have been so disappointing this week. Usually the leaders, the rest of the players rely on, but they have been missing. Jason says, I honestly think San Marino would give Northern Ireland a game. And Gavin says, you are an embarrassment, literally losing to Cyprus, rock bottom. And Neil, I know we've spoken about this a little bit, and you spoke during the game, and we talked there about the inexperience that led to them conceding that goal to Cyprus. But Ian Barraclough said ahead of this match, what do we do about players who are being blooded? How do we build for the future? We are in a rebuilding phase, but then it comes back to it's also a results game. So yes, you've got to rebuild and you've got to blood these players, but you live and die on the results.
Yeah, you're right. And young lad Spencer may come under a bit of scrutiny because he is in the wrong position. But Northern Ireland have had a couple of great opportunities where the first touch, they look a bit anxious in the box, Gigi. McNair's miscontrolled one when he's in front of the goal. McMenamin when the goalkeeper saved it, if he's got a better first touch, it opens the angle up better for him to open the goal up. So, yeah, I mean, we can talk about lack of experience, but there's plenty of experience in the team as well. Davis, Evans, McNair, Lafferty. So it's not all on the young players, you know. It's just a lack of quality, a bit of anxiety in the final third under the circumstances. And they need to calm down at half-time and get some composure into the game and start understanding that Cyprus are going to sit in, so they'll have to move the ball a lot quicker than they have been. They're passing at times for the sake of passing, and they're going to have to defend and attack set players a lot better than what they have done. And they're just the nuts and bolts of the game, Gigi, that Northern Ireland haven't done correctly.
We'll see how the second half pans out. Neil Lennon, Jerry Taggart and Alistair Bruce Ball, we will be back with them at Windsor Park for the second half. But now the time at 2:50. Plenty still to come this afternoon on 5 Live Sport. Let's get some news with Alison Hughes.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The family of a British soldier says he's been shot and killed in the eastern Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk. Jordan Gately's relatives say he left the British Army in March to fight with Ukrainian troops. It comes as fears are growing in the city for 800 civilians thought to be trapped in underground bunkers in a chemical plant which is on fire. The site has been heavily shelled by Russian forces. Roman Vlasenko is head of the Severodonetsk state administration. He sent the BBC a voice memo describing what's happening there and in neighbouring Lysychansk.
По ситуации в Северодонецке очень напряженная ситуация. Россияне сильно обстреливают.
The situation in Severodonetsk is very tense at the moment. The Russians are shelling both Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. Another bridge has been blown up, so now 2 of the 3 bridges that connect the 2 cities over the river have been destroyed. And the Russians want to cut off the 3rd bridge as well, between the 2 cities.
Trade unions have reacted angrily to government plans to allow agency staff to fill in for workers who go on strike. More than 40,000 railway staff are planning to walk out later this month. The new legislation wouldn't be in place before then, but the Transport Secretary Grant Shapps says the country must not be held to ransom in the future. Here's the General Secretary of Unison, Christina McInerney.
We already have the toughest industrial action legislation in Europe. I think there'll be a huge backlash to this from across the trade union movement. But secondly, I think it's impractical in many sectors. I'm not really sure where you're going to go and find all these agency workers who are going to turn up to work.
The Competition and Markets Authority is investigating whether forecourts are passing on a 5p reduction in fuel duty to drivers. The Business Secretary, Kwasi Kwarteng, has asked the regulator to look into whether customers are getting a fair deal. The government is facing legal action from disability campaigners for deciding not to back a key recommendation of the Grenfell Tower public inquiry. Ministers say it isn't practical or safe to provide vulnerable residents of high-rise buildings with personal evacuation plans. Campaigners are accusing the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, of betraying the victims of the disaster.
Good morning, Bella.
No, we're not doing that this term.
Well, I like the singing.
Yeah, but you're the only one that does, so...
Teach me a lesson. Regardless, we're back with a brand new syllabus, learning fascinating things from some of Britain's best teachers.
In this series, we'll be learning about the beauty of maths, how to score in a penalty shootout, how to kill a vampire, and when not to get a tattoo.
That's the brand new summer term on Teach Me a Lesson.
With Greg James and Bella Mackey.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport with Gigi Salmon.
It is lovely to have your company this afternoon. We'll be back to Windsor Park shortly. We're at half-time. It is Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 1 in the Nations League. In the tennis, St Andy Murray is currently serving a break and 3-5 down in the first set of the final of the Boss Open in Stuttgart, the second seed. And last year's Wimbledon runner-up Matteo Berrettini. It's Andy Murray's first grass court final since he won Wimbledon in 2016. But let's head to Trent Bridge, third day of this second test between England and New Zealand. And there for us, Eleanor Oldroyd.
I tell you what, Gigi, it's rather lovely here at Trent Bridge. The sun's gone in behind the clouds for just a second, but it's a pleasant afternoon and we're watching a really wonderful partnership between Ollie Pope and Joe Root. England 276 for 2. Pope is on 125, Root is on 75. They trail by 277 still, so they're almost halfway there towards overhauling New Zealand's first innings of 553. But Sir Alistair Cook sitting alongside me. What have you enjoyed most about this partnership?
Well, it's just been full of class. And then we had Joe Root. You kind of expected him to bat like this on a wicket like there, and he's just carried on his form from the last 2 years or so, and it's been just fantastic stroke play from him. What I've just loved about Ollie Pope, he's grabbed this opportunity. I know there's a word you hear all this time, but it arrived this morning knowing what a good wicket is. He's fielded for 2 days. You know, he's been given this opportunity at number 3 kind of out of the blue, been in and out the side, but Rob Key, Ben Stokes, Brendan McCullum said, you're the man to bat at 3. Never done it for Surrey. He'd have come today going, I've got a great opportunity to score 100 for England, and he's taken it, and he's been in real control throughout, and we're seeing the Ollie Pope who plays for Surrey transforming onto the international stage.
Yeah, this is his most northerly century, we're hearing, in first-class cricket as well. He's never scored one north of the Thames before this game for Surrey or for other teams as well. But also the fact that there's this gap of 34 innings between his first Test match 100 in South Africa in 2020 to this one now. I mean, that is a long time to allow the self-doubt to creep in.
Absolutely. He had a shoulder injury why he got dropped from the game with the injury, missed out, and then come back in, got another injury. So and when he's come back in, he hasn't scored any runs. And I think the telling fact is he went back to Surrey though and scored lots of runs, and he kept scoring. So that gap in his mind about, can I do it international level, you know, the doubts would have been there, because it was so, oh no, could be Joe Root run out. Went for a quick single. Sorry, just took my mind off what I was saying. But that gap being there, if he wasn't scoring runs for Surrey, then I think, you know, that wouldn't have happened. But in his mind, his doubt of, do I belong at international cricket? Am I good enough to be there? And the longer that carried on, or those innings between hundreds and the low scores, you know, without doubt that'd been the elephant. He's managed to conquer it in this game. And, you know, we talk about unlocking Ollie Pope. You know, that's what Rob Key, that was the word they were using when they picked him at 3, and you know, hopefully we're seeing that. And
this is the second century partnership he's been involved in this innings, 141 with Alex Lees for the second wicket. Lees out for 67. We haven't seen many bad shots from England today. It wasn't a great shot, really, was it, getting caught at slip? But generally speaking, as a fellow left-handed opener, what did you make of Alex Lees?
Yeah, really impressive innings. You know, he started well in his career in terms of getting through the new ball. Lots of scores. Well, I think 6 scores were between 20 and 30 without going on. He'll be sitting there, although very pleased that he got a 50. Just knowing, he's an experienced player, just knowing what he's missed out on. He had an opportunity to get his maiden Test 100, a very good opportunity at that. And just after the drinks played, he played a drive of a ball which wasn't quite there. He'd been hammering those drives in that first hour, which the ball's slightly fuller. So well bowled from Matt Henry, just went across him, but he knows in his heart of hearts he's thrown away a golden opportunity.
And bearing in mind the size of the first innings from New Zealand at 553, when you've got the kind of the scoreboard pressure of knowing how far you've got to go before you reach parity, how impressed are you that England they seem psychologically to have not worried about that? They've kind of gone out and played their own game.
No, they have, and you know, actually, ironically, they're getting to the stage now where, although New Zealand got 550, it's getting to the stage. They're not there yet, because they've got to have to overcome the second new ball. And that danger where you can lose quick wickets, but they can get through that. They get to say, well, they're the only side who can win the game. I know that's a mad statement when someone get 550, but if England carry on batting, don't lose wickets like they haven't done today, it's such a quick scoring ground that by the end of today they could be only 120, 130 runs behind New Zealand. And they bat nicely through the session, and obviously with Ben Stokes, Johnny Bairstow to come. If this partnership keeps building, they could actually go with a little bit of a lead into that session with not much time left, and that puts New Zealand's batting under pressure. Now, you never know what's going to happen, but that's what Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum will be thinking. That's the attitude they've been telling us, that we're looking to win the games, and of course that's a long shot, but that's what they'll be saying. Look, we keep doing this, runs will keep scoring, will get easier as the bowlers get tired, and that's how they will look at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are over halfway there now, because the score on the board has overtaken the deficit, if you know what I mean. 279 for 2, so 274 behind. So that's the thing, I suppose. You know, kind of next stage is to avoid the theoretical follow-on, not that they tend to be enforced very much these days.
And also the new balls, the second new balls. So New Zealand, for all they're told they've had now, they'll be thinking, right, because of our big first innings score. If we go bang, bang, bang very quickly, this game changes. This is what the great thing about Test cricket. It can change very quickly. And that's what they'll be hoping for. The new ball does its trick. England will be thinking, if we get through that, that's when the opportunity arises. So, it's been fantastic batting for England, and everyone's saying, it'll be a draw. Actually, there's still quite a lot of cricket to go.
Mind you, since you've been sitting down here, I don't think we've seen a boundary, so you better go back to the TMS box. Alistair, thank you very much indeed. Ollie Pope 127 not out. Joe Root is on 76. They put on 132 these two already, and 279 for 2, so 274 behind still, but feeling positive and fairly relaxed. Gigi is the theme of where we are at the moment here at Trent Bridge.
Excellent, that is a very good theme. And ball by ball coverage of England against New Zealand is over on 5 Sports Extra with a test match special team, plus live text commentary over on the BBC Sport website. You can also get live text commentary of the Stuttgart final, where Matteo Berrettini has just served out the first set against Andy Murray by 6-4. Next to Baku, where Max Verstappen won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and took control of the World Championships after an engine failure on Charles Leclerc's Ferrari. And after the race, Verstappen spoke to Naomi Schiff.
Max, incredible result for you today. It all seemed to come together. Is this redemption for last year?
I mean, you can never make up what you lost last year, but I think today we had an incredible pace in the car. We could really look after the tyres and we could chip away at it, pass for the lead. But then, of course, also maybe a tiny bit lucky, of course, with the retirement. But I think nevertheless our car was really quick today, so I could have closed that gap. And then, of course, you have a race on your hands. But overall, really happy with how the balance of the car was today.
Well, it all definitely came together today. You had the ultimate pace. What was it that clicked for you today?
I don't know, just tyre behavior together with just general grip, of course, of the car. And, that's what you need around here, that you can look after your tyres. So at the end, to have a 1-2 as a team as well, really good day for us.
It seems Red Bull has the better race day car, so how confident are you heading to Canada?
I don't know, I think every weekend is a bit different, and you really have to be precise, and you really have to be on it with little things, for the race management as well. So it can swing around every single race weekend.
A 5th win of the season for Max Verstappen, and keep an eye out for the Checkered Flag podcast. They'll be rounding up everything that took place in Baku, and you can find that on BBC Sounds. Right, we'll be back to Windsor Park in a moment for the second half of Northern Ireland against Cyprus, with Cyprus leading by 1-0. But we've also got Super League action that's just kicked off. Top of the table, St Helens. They host Hull KR, which is being watched by our correspondent Dave Woods.
Yes, the Hardbacks St Helens win today. They go 4 points clear at the top. Kingston Rovers need a win to keep themselves lodged in those top 6 positions, but we've just had a really emotional moment because James Roby, making his 455th St Helens appearance today, becomes the most capped Super League player of all time, and a guard of honour from both sets of players as he came out. Everybody standing around the crowd as well in applause of a phenomenal player. He keeps going, but gained 455 today.
Thank you very much, Dave. Also kicking off at 3 o'clock, Wakefield against Warrington. And in the 2:30 kick-off, it's currently scoreless between Toulouse and Castleford. Time now with the teams back out for the second half in the Nations League of Northern Ireland against Cyprus. Cyprus leading by 1-0. How will the second half unfold? You'll have it in the company of Neil Lennon, Jerry Taggart and Alistair Bruce-Ball.
Thank you, Gigi. Second half just underway. Emotional afternoon as well at Windsor Park here today as we celebrate the life of one of Northern Ireland's true footballing legends in Billy Bingham. The Northern Ireland current team having to try and channel that emotion in this second half to try and find themselves at least a goal, preferably 2, to try and win their first ever Nations League game, trailing by 1-0 at half-time. Ian Barraclough, the manager, hasn't made any changes to the team lineup. Cyprus have made a change. The right wing-back Pittas has gone off to be replaced by Andreas Panayotou. So we've got a Panayotou at right wing back and a Panayotou at left wing back as well. Cyprus in the white shirts with the blue trim, blue numbers on the backs, blue shorts with white trim at the bottom of those shorts, and white socks, playing from left to right in the second half. Their striker Andronikos Kakoulis, the goal scorer just after the half hour. Northern Ireland with 1 goal in their last 6 internationals at Windsor Park need to find something in the second half this afternoon. Thoughts from Jerry Taggart and Neil Lennon in just a second. Here's Laifis, the left-sided centre-back for Cyprus, floating the ball over the top of the head of Brodie Spencer, 18-year-old, 3rd international for him, playing right wing-back for Northern Ireland. just keeps Cyprus wide on the left. Sionis curls a pass back to Laifis, who's well forward inside the Northern Ireland half. That's Castanos playing the ball wide to the left. Strong challenge from Spencer, came in hard to win the ball and concede the throw, and Cyprus wait to take that wide on the left-hand side. So under a bit of pressure, Northern Ireland's second half here, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, it's been a slow start, you have to say. Cyprus have started the quicker, they've controlled the ball more than Northern Ireland have at the beginning of the second half, and again, just a few worrying signs. But that was a good recovering challenge there from Brodie Spencer. Good, nice, solid challenge. The crowd really liked that one.
Just beaten there, Spencer, by Sionis down the byline on the left-hand side, but Ballard is in to cover for him, his teammate. Another squally showers come blowing through Windsor Park at the start of this second half. Throw in for Cyprus, attacking position on the left. The goal scorer Kakoulis is outnumbered. Bit of skill from Lavery, gets Northern Ireland away down the right. Shea Charles trying to use his strength to hold on to the ball here. Holds off a couple of challenges. Lavery tackled on the halfway line. Cyprus might use it to counter-attack here. The captain, Arti Matas, is heavily challenged and fouled. That'll be a free kick to Cyprus. 3.5 minutes gone in the second half. Trevor Carson is Northern Ireland's goalkeeper. Regular number 1 Bailey Peacock-Farrell injured in training this week ahead of this game. Daniel Ballard, Johnny Evans and Kieran Brown, the 3 centre-backs. Brodie Spencer on the right-hand side of a 3-4-3. Conor McMenamin, the Glentoran forward on the left. Paddy McNair, Stephen Davis, Shea Charles in midfield. McNair getting forward the most out of those 3, with Lavery and Lafferty. Lavery on the right and Lafferty through the middle for Northern Ireland. So Neil Lennon, what would you like to see more of from Northern Ireland in this second half?
More pressure, more early balls into the box, more balls into Lafferty's feet and getting around him, and maybe trying to get round the back of Cyprus, because they are going to sit in. They've got the goal and they're happy with that. But Jerry's right, that Northern Ireland started the second half very sluggishly, and that's not the way you get back into a game. It's been too slow, too pedestrian. Need to up the tempo of the passing. It has to be quicker, speedier, and more quality in the final third, Ali.
Over 90 international caps between Neil and Jerry sitting alongside me here at Windsor Park, as we were saying at the start of the game. Go on, Jerry.
I was just going to say, yeah, but only 2 good ones. But
Jerry was given his very first cap by Billy Bingham as well. We remember him fondly today here at Windsor Park. And Northern Ireland need to try and produce a stirring second half performance in his memory if they can. Andreas Panayotou, right wing back on as a substitute, has the ball for Cyprus. Christofi, the centre forward, bounces off a couple of challenges, moves into an area just outside the box, plays it to Sionis, scuffs his shot. They're going to score a second here if the flag stays down. Kakoulis sticks it into an empty net from 2 yards out. Again, the boos ring around Windsor Park. Northern Ireland have started the second half terribly. They're looking in vain for an offside flag. It is Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2.
Again, Northern Ireland starting the second half sluggishly. There was a bit of a duel on the right-hand side. Just looking at it again. Ooh.
Just have to see whether he is going to be
onside.
They will. They certainly will, Jerry. Sionis with the shot, which he completely scuffed. Kakoulis on the follow-up, couldn't miss, and the referee is saying just wait a second to Northern Ireland before they kick off. So the video assistant referee will have a look. The Cyprus players, to a man, all went running over to celebrate with their manager Nikos Kostinoglu. This is 18th game in charge. Before today, Cyprus had only managed 6 goals in 17 internationals under him, and we are yet to get the game back underway. So do Cyprus have a second goal? If they do, Northern Ireland really only have themselves to blame. We're having another look right now. That angle's not the best.
No.
He's very close to the line, either level, either just behind, either just in front. VAR will be able to tell. On our monitor it says goal check at the moment, and it must be tight because it's taken a while.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, there was a bit of a duel on this right-hand side between Christofi and I think it was Conor McMenamin. Christofi comes away with a ball, and that sort of
Go.
Well, there you go. Sorry, Ali, I was just about to say Northern Ireland started the second half a little bit sluggishly, and that duel right there sort of just underpins the beginning of the second half for Northern Ireland.
So Andronikos Kakoulis is going to be hit hard in the pocket by Neil Lennon, his club manager. He's got two. Desperate times for Northern Ireland now. 2-0 down at home against Cyprus. And Neil Lennon, you said it, sluggish start to the second half. They paid for it, Northern Ireland.
Oh, it's awful, Ali, awful. You know, losing 50-50s, and then Sionis gets away from Spencer, fluffs his shot, but there's no recovery from Brown or Johnny Evans. So, yeah, they've got what they deserved. Cyprus has scored 2 goals out of nothing, really. And Northern Ireland are huffing and puffing in all departments at the minute. There's no leadership out there. There's no quality. And they've really got their backs against the wall against the pretty average Cyprus team. And you talked about the Cyprus coach. He was under massive pressure coming into this game as well.
3 wins in their last 28 internationals for Cyprus. Those have come against Luxembourg, Slovenia and Estonia. That was a crucial one in a relegation playoff in the Nations League back in March. In terms of their away performances in competitive internationals, not one in the last 11 before today. Last win away to Kazakhstan, 2 draws and 9 defeats, and the draws came against Azerbaijan and Estonia. So we have to be honest about it, Jerry. As an international side, Cyprus are not a strong one, and this is really poor from Northern Ireland today.
Yeah, it is. And what you're saying is, a replication of the first half where Cyprus are sitting back, Northern Ireland got the possession. It hasn't worked in the first half. Something has to change, and change quickly, whether that's formation, whether that's personnel. But I can't see any movement down on the bench. Real encouragement for Cyprus. They're coming forward again. Kyriakou's cross into the penalty area, dealt with by Ballard at full stretch. Northern Ireland 2-0 down. Here's McNair on the ball just outside his own penalty area with his right foot, passes it across to Stephen Davis. Davis slides the ball down the inside right channel. Shea Charles cannot take that on the run. He still battles for it, but Laifis, left-sided centre-back, takes it off him, and Cyprus are in control of this game. One of their most famous wins in their history actually came against Northern Ireland in the World Cup qualifier back in February 1973. Neil was mentioning the pressure on the current manager Nikos Kostanoglu, hence the celebrations after the second goal when all the players came running towards him. There was a giant team huddle on the touchline, but this is real trouble for Northern Ireland at the moment. Here's Kieran Brown on the ball. They do have time in the second half, 35 minutes left, to try and break Cyprus down. You feel they need to try and get on the score sheet soon. Lavery tackled over on the right wing. Laifis with the challenge, throwing for Northern Ireland. Jerry Taggart. Yeah, again, you see Shane Lavery out on that right hand side grappling for a ball, and that's not really where you want to see Shane Lavery. All due respect, he's a lot more potent running through the middle. Neil's mentioned that you need to get him alongside Kyle Lafferty, even Conor McMenamin, stuck out on that left-hand side, almost playing as a winger at times, as another centre forward, and it just hasn't worked for Northern Ireland in this game so far. Tactically, Cyprus have got it absolutely spot on in this game. As I said, Northern Ireland having lots of possession, but not doing a lot with it at the minute.
Lavery's a goal scorer.
Yeah, go on, Len.
Sorry, Lavery's a goal scorer.
Absolutely.
He got one the other night. Why we put him out on the right wing, I don't know, because Lafferty's not the most mobile anymore, but he's still a good pivot, a good target man. And we're chasing the game now, and it's going to leave gaps on the counter-attack, but get him in the central area where the goals are.
Good run from McMenamin down the left-hand side, stands the ball up to the far post. Lafferty unable to jump for it. He's able to go and get it wide on the right, though. Another cross in from him. Almost wriggles away from McMenamin, manages to control it in the end, plays a 1-2 with Kieran Brown. Brown's cross blocked at close range. The ball is loose on the edge of the Cyprus penalty area, thumped clear. Ballard with some defending to do. Kakoulis now on a hat-trick, has got pace, shoulder to shoulder with Ballard. Ballard just does enough. Kakoulis goes to the ground as the two players collide, challenging for the ball, and Trevor Carson has it at his feet. Unsurprisingly, double change coming for Northern Ireland. Gavin White, one of those players who's about to come on. Can't quite see who the other one is. They're getting the instructions at the moment. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2. We played 11 minutes in the second half.
Well, again, there's a question for you. Why wouldn't you start someone like Gavin White if you're going to play a wide forward? Someone who's more used to playing in those wide positions, even though it is a forward position and not an out-and-out wing position. But, the changes are coming.
McMenamin on the left-hand side again, right-footed cross, good ball in. Lavery was lurking, headed away. Spencer with a little step over for Northern Ireland, trying to get into a crossing position on the right-hand side, and the ball has gone out for a throw into Cyprus, who lead Northern Ireland by 2-0 at Windsor Park. St Helens against Hull KR in the Super League kicked off at 3 o'clock. Dave Woods has seen a try.
Well, we've seen two. St Helens 4, Hull Rovers 6. Saints with the first play of the game. Tommy Makinson scoring in the corner, thrilling stuff. But then Jack Welsby got sin bin for a bit of professionalism, pushing Lachlan Coote over. And Lachlan Coote has just scored against his former team out of dummy half. Saints fans didn't know whether cheer or boo, because he's still popular here. He's kicked the goal as well, so it's Saints 4, Hull Rovers 6.
Thank you, Dave Woods will keep us updated on that this afternoon. Test match special commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra with Joe Root and Ollie Pope at the crease. England's first innings replying to New Zealand's 553. Been going well today. The changes coming here. Jordan Thompson and Gavin White are coming on. Brodie Spencer's number went up, as did Shea Charles. They are the two players coming off, the two 18-year-olds coming off, and Cyprus Sionis is coming off. No, hang on, the numbers have changed. That Lavery's coming off.
Lavery.
So Spencer stays on, Shea Charles and Shane Lavery come off, so it's White on for Lavery, and Jordan Thompson into the midfield. But the boos then, Jerry, we heard there, must be for Lavery.
For Lavery coming off, absolutely.
Right.
I don't know what Neil thinks about that.
Well, let's find out.
But I know what
I'm booed too. Again, unless there's an injury there, Tags, you know, why would you take Shane Lavery off?
Why do you take Shane Lavery off? I mean, well, they're not managing minutes, I don't know. But
last game of a long season, Neil Lennon and Jerry Taggart scratching their heads at the moment at the performance, at the substitutions. Manager Ian Barraclough under pressure. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2. 14th Nations League game for Northern Ireland, yet to win one, and they will be sitting rock bottom of this group. Greece on top on 9 points, 3 wins out of 3. Kosovo, having beaten Northern Ireland on Thursday, have 2 wins in the group. They're on 6. Those two play each other tonight. Cyprus would move to 4 points with a win here. Northern Ireland would be bottom with 1 point, with games at home against Kosovo and away against Greece to come in September. Could very easily, conceivably, finish bottom of this group, end up in a relegation playoff. Were they to lose that, drop into the bottom tier of the Nations League. The 7 teams playing in that at the moment: Latvia, Moldova, Andorra, Liechtenstein, Estonia, Malta and San Marino. Can Northern Ireland do something about it this afternoon? Spencer looking for Gavin White. White darts down to the byline. Back to Spencer. First time cross comes into the box. Nodded down, dealt with by Cyprus. Played out up towards Kakoulis, the striker, who tries to turn under pressure from Johnny Evans. Evans penalised for tugging him back. Free kick for Cyprus, who lead by 2-0. There is only half an hour left in the game. Difficult times for Ian Barraclough, Northern Ireland, and their fans, who are some of the most passionate, loyal fans you will find actually around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. They deserve better, you have to say, but at the minute, you know, he's made a couple of changes, not to everyone's liking, you have to say, but Gavin White's come on, looked a little bit pretty sharp so far, but as of yet, they just don't look like scoring, Northern Ireland.
Cyprus have really grown in confidence, and you'd obviously expect that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, tactically, they've got it absolutely spot on, and what that means when you've got 2 goals advantage and you're playing a defensive shape is you grow in confidence and believe more in what you're actually doing instead of trying to take control of the game. It's working for Cyprus and not for Northern Ireland, so they'll just sit in and do exactly the same till the end of this game.
Neil, the latest Cyprus substitute, not easy to say that, Cyprus substitute to come on is Fotis Papoulis, who's another one of your players, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's 37, believe it or not, but good player. More of a 10, but he looks like he's taking the position on the left-hand side. And don't be fooled by his looks. I know he looks about 55, but he's a very smart player, so he is. And Kakoulis, you know, Ali, like, he wouldn't be a regular for me. Yet and all, he's come up with 2 goals today, so it sums up the Northern Ireland performance at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2. Let's get an update from Trent Bridge. Ellie Oldroyd.
and England are going really well still here. They want to try and take full advantage of the old ball because the second new one is available in 4 overs, but they're 310 for 2, and Joe Root is into the 90s again. He's 92 not out. Ollie Pope 138 not out, his highest test score in his second test match, 100. But yeah, all going fine for England. They're still a long way behind, of course, but 310 for 4. The deficit is a mere 243.
Set piece opportunity for Northern Ireland. Good ball in, and it's flashed over the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick. Lafferty stretch, couldn't get it on target. Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2. Ball by ball commentary on the cricket continues on Sports Extra. So well, if Joe Root gets to the ton, you'll be hearing Root there, and we've been hearing boos here.
Yeah, great ball in from Thompson, you have to say. And a lovely little pocket of space. Lafferty makes that run, a diagonal run towards the near post, edge of the 6-yard box, but yet again, no real purchase on it, no like controlled strike of the ball towards goal. He's just stretching too much and can't get any quality on that finish.
18 minutes gone in the second half. Live here at Windsor Park on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Football Daily podcast available for you in the morning on the Sounds app. There 7 days a week as McMenamin's ball comes in. There's the header from Spencer. Blocked at close range. Northern Ireland appeal for a handball. The header was powerful. It just struck Panayotou at the far post there. Hopeful appeals for a handball. Spencer gets another cross in. That's too close to the goalkeeper. And Christodoulou is able to catch that on the edge of his 6-yard box and just hold on to it for a second or two.
Yeah, again, good play from McMenamin down that left-hand side. Takes his full back on 1v1. Good whipping cross in with his left foot. And there's Spencer at the back post. It's a difficult chance, but he doesn't have to jump for the ball. Just hits him straight on the head. And he heads it down, to be fair, but unfortunately hits straight into the back of a defender. And actually hits him on the arm. His arm is not outstretched, it's by his side, I have to say. And that's probably why that penalty wasn't given.
Northern Ireland have won it again on the edge of the Cyprus penalty area. McMenamin plays it across here to Spencer. Spencer side foots it to Gavin White. White's cut back here, dealt with by Gogic. Ball gets away from him. Papoulis swings a right boot at it, falls nicely for Kyriakou, played up to the halfway line, well read by Ballard, who thunders into a 50-50. The ball spins to the left. Here's Brown. Brown finds Stokes Jordan Thompson, one of the two substitutes on for Northern Ireland as they try and get back into this game. Just over 25 minutes to play. Northern Ireland fans now getting behind their team. Thompson fires the ball with his left foot, bounces once, Ballard controls it well. Tempo's just slowed again though. Cyprus back in their defensive shape. Johnny Evans plays it low to his left. Here's McMenamin. Glentoran forward, cross with his left foot. Now that did hit the arm of Christofi, and that was outstretched in an unnatural position. Kakoulis then controls it, looked like with his right arm, but it seems like anything goes at the moment. Anyway, he's lost it. Northern Ireland coming forward with Johnny Evans, who looked for a second there like he was going to think, well, I might have to do this on my own. He has eventually passed the ball to McNair on his right, played out to young Brodie Spencer of Huddersfield, laid off to Gavin White, back to McNair. And Cyprus getting ready to make another change. Nicholas Ioannou will come on for them. McMenamin's curling ball. Gogic heads it away. Good lead, powerful header. And out it goes for a throw into Northern Ireland, who trail Cyprus by 2-0. If you've not listened to today's Football Daily as yet, a reaction to the international football from yesterday, England's 0-0 draw with Italy, interviews with Gareth Southgate and Harry Maguire and Aaron Ramsdale after that one. Republic of Ireland's win over Scotland, Wales's draw against Belgium, long throw into the Cyprus penalty area. First header deep to the far post, ball drops at the feet of Jordan Thompson. Thompson in his white boots. Gavin White looks to make a run for him, then the cross comes in, goalkeeper comes, bumps into his own defender, gets lucky, the ball bounces up and he's able to catch it while sitting on the floor, and it remains, Jerry Taggart, Northern Ireland 0, Cyprus 2. Thoughts from Jerry in a second. Another try in the Super League. Dave Woods.
St Helens 10, Hulkington Rovers 6. A certain poetic inevitability to this. James Roby, on the day he makes his record-breaking 455th Super League appearance, has to score a try, and he did. And Saints lead 10-6 against Hull KR.
That's the way it works in sport. Jerry, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's good ball in again. I think it's Jordan Thompson again with a lovely little flight of ball. No one attacking it, apart from the centre half and the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Almost indecisive. It almost drops to Dan Ballard, but I think the keeper does really well to pick it up on the second attempt. You can't say the crowd aren't getting behind the fans. The drums are going. They're urging the players on. Still not working though, you have to say.
Stephen Davis booked, yellow card for him. High foot on Kastanos, who's gone down. Cyprus happy to take their time, leading by 2-0. Shouldn't forget as well, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton on 5 Live tonight, taking the calls from 6 until 8 o'clock on 606. Lines won't be open just yet, but if you want your say, if you're a Northern Ireland fan, you've been here today, or you're listening to the coverage and you want to have your say on the team at the moment, give them a call. 08085 909 693. Laifis has been yellow carded just as he's leaving the field to be substituted here, so bit of time wasting from him. He gets a yellow card. He's still taking an absolute age to leave the field, which means we've got time to get to Trent Bridge for an update from Ellie Oldroyd.
And England are 317 for 2 now. Ollie Pope just ticking over to 140, so it's his highest test score, his second test century. Joe Root will be next to face. He is 97 not out, the former England captain. So after his century at Lords, are we going to back it up with another century here at Trent Bridge? He said that he was looking forward to having fun. Batting was fun, and he looks like he's been having fun here today. He's 97 off 110 balls. It's almost been like a one-day innings for England here this afternoon at Trent Bridge. 236 behind still, England at 317 for 2, and it has been a lovely day to watch them bat.
Thank you, Ellie. Not been a lovely day to watch Northern Ireland play football so far. They have got just over 20 minutes to try and do something about it. 2-0 down at home against Cyprus. Niall McGinn is coming on. Dion Charles is on. 18-year-old Conor Bradley of Liverpool is coming on. Lafferty off, Conor McMenamin off, and now Brodie Spencer is off. Conor Bradley will go over and play on the right-hand side. So Jerry Taggart and Neil Lennon watching along, and it's not been clever from Northern Ireland. They have not enjoyed this competition ever since it started, but they are in a real rut at the moment.
Ollie, can I come in here?
Yeah, go on, Neil, please do.
There's 20 minutes to go. Tags, what about sacrificing Ballard and sticking him up front?
Yeah, absolutely.
And leave Johnny to look after Kukulis, because they're showing no ambition to go forward anymore.
Absolutely.
And the one area where Northern Ireland have looked the threat was wide and crossing it when Spencer had the opportunity, because it looks like they're not going to play through Cyprus at the minute, so they might have to play wide and get the ball in the box, and we've no aerial threat apart from Ballard.
No, absolutely. I was thinking that myself. Then you might as well sacrifice one of your defenders, one of your centre halves. They're just playing Kukulis on his own, and in fairness, they're just whacking the ball up to him and hoping for the best at the minute, Cyprus, because they're happy. They're over the moon with what they've got. So you've got to try and switch it up as a manager. You might as well get beat 3 or 4, trying to get something out of the game rather than just let this game peter out.
Well, Northern Ireland are still playing with 3 centre halves against 1 striker. It doesn't make sense to me now. We're 2-0 down with 20 minutes to go. You got to throw caution to the wind. You might as well put Ballard in there and cross the ball and try and pick up second balls, or him going attacking the ball.
Scored the excellent headed goal against Kosovo on Thursday, but Neil has explained the situation perfectly. 20 minutes to play. Northern Ireland 2-0 down against Cyprus, ranked 105th in the world at the moment. Conor Bradley with a little trick on the byline. Chance here for Northern Ireland. Oh, brilliant save, and then stabbed over the line by Paddy McNair. He couldn't miss from 2 yards out, back in the game. Terrible defending by Cyprus. It's an absolute gift for Northern Ireland. It's what they needed. Can they turn it around? Can they find another one? Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2.
Well, it was an absolute disaster as far as Cyprus were concerned. The defend, I think it's Panayotsu on the byline. I think he goes through his legs and he just leaves it. He shapes to go and clear it, dummies it. And Dion charges on, just hanging around on the end of it, picks it up, just pulls it back to the 6-yard box. There's a shot comes in, deflects, straight to Paddy McNair off the keeper and off the defender as well, by the way, and he just scuffs it into the bottom corner. A scrappier goal you will not see, but It's given Northern Ireland the lifeline.
Well, goalkeeper Christodoulou made a brilliant save from Niall McGinn, who hit his first time shot sweetly. Paddy McNair then sticks home the rebound. VAR has checked the goal, it's okay. What was Panayotou thinking at the back there? He seems trying to be clever and sort of dummy a clearance and didn't realise that Dion Charles was going to get in behind him, but it's given Northern Ireland a lifeline. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2. Here's McNair, the goal scorer, winning his 56th cap this afternoon, somewhat fittingly exactly the number of caps that Billy Bingham won as a Northern Ireland international. Paddy McNair scoring his 6th goal for his country. Cross comes into the Cyprus penalty area. Again, misunderstanding between Gogic and the goalkeeper. McGinn trying to bring the ball down. Goalkeeper acting as a defender on the edge of his box. Cyprus all over the place for a second or two there. They're starting to panic. Christofi takes the ball down the right and the ball runs out of play. And all of a sudden, Neil, then Northern Ireland are in this game.
Yeah, now you're seeing the weaknesses of the psychology of the Cypriot players. They're emotional now. They're a little bit reckless. And it's a big encouragement for Northern Ireland. They've got 15 minutes to get 2 goals. It's quite possible, but the goal has come from a huge error from the centre half. He really should have cleared his lanes, but it's given Northern Ireland and the crowd a bit of a lift.
Great noise inside Windsor Park, reminiscent of recent years, recent performances with Michael O'Neill's team. Cross from Paddy McNair into the near post, headed away. Ball forwards to Jordan Thompson. Northern Ireland fans rather excitedly scream shoot. There was no chance of him doing that, but here they come again in their green shirts. Gavin White's cross into the far post, drops down inside the Cyprus penalty area. Papoulis with a right-footed hooked clearance on the volley, only falls to McNair. Here's Stephen Davis. Connor Bradley's involved, looking for the 1-2 on the right. Stephen Davis back in there for Northern Ireland. Bradley, low pass to Dion Charles, lets it run. Here's McGinn, scuffs the shot and drags it wide, and behind it goes for a goal kick. Much better from Northern Ireland, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, patient build-up, but quick football. More importantly, even though it's patient. Neil talked about it. Need to move the ball quickly. They did do down that right-hand side. As you say, it comes into Niall McGinn. He just lets it run across his body, takes a touch. The ball just gets away from him, unfortunately, after he takes that first touch and he scuffs his shot. But as you say, this is a lot better. Crowd right behind the players now as well.
Is it going to be too little, too late for Northern Ireland this afternoon? Cyprus now under pressure, but leading Northern Ireland by 2-1, thanks to Paddy McNair tucking home from close range. Latest on St Helens Hull KR comes from Dave Woods.
St Helens 16, Hull KR 10. It looked like Saints were wrestling control when Morgan Knowles went over a moment or two ago, but Ryan Hall on the next attack has just got one back for Hull Kingston Rovers, plunging in at the corner. So it is St Helens 16, Hull Kingston Rovers 10, 13 minutes to the break.
Cyprus waiting to make another change here, 15 minutes to go. Fanos Katalaris, who crashed the crossbar in the 0-0 draw in the week against Northern Ireland, getting ready to come on. Ball chipped up towards Kakoulis, scorer of both goals for Cyprus this afternoon. Chested it down and lost it. Stephen Davis has given the ball away, and here's Kastanos in central midfield. Plays to the bushy-bearded Kyriakou, back into his own half. Kyriakou involved again. The ball just bounces awkwardly off his right foot. Cyprus can't control it. They've lost it. Going out for a throw to Northern Ireland on the left-hand side. So the triple change has made a difference. Niall McGinn involved in the goal. His shot saved. Paddy McNair stuck it home. Northern Ireland have taken the throw in quickly. Cyprus not able to make the change. Ballard up the middle of the pitch to Gavin White. White is chased, has his back to goal. He's trying to turn. He's lost it here, just inside the Cyprus half. Pass forward, hits Kyriakou and drops to McNair. Stephen Davis wants it ahead of McNair. McNair plays it to his left-hand side. Now to Kieran Brown. Brown to the left, finds McGinn. McGinn steps in off the flank, tries to keep going. He's tackled. I believe another milestone for Joe Root has come at Trent Bridge. Ellie Oldroyd.
Yes, those cheers, those roots ringing around Trent Bridge here. He's just signalling the whole of the ground, signalling to the dressing room as well. His 27th 100 in 119 tests. Back-to-back hundreds for Joe Root. 325 for 2 England. Joe Root is 100 not out, and he's done it in just 116 balls, 103 not out, I should say. And yeah, the crowd here at Trent Bridge, you can tell how much they love him and how much they love this England batting display.
Thank you, Ellie. Ball by ball commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. In the meantime, shots raining in on the Cyprus goal. They lead Northern Ireland by 2-1, but the goalkeeper on debut, Christodoulou, has just had to make another sharp save, and there are opportunities coming thick and fast for Northern Ireland. Here's Niall McGinn, 30 yards out, drags the ball under the studs of his right boot on his left foot, tries to chip the goalkeeper. Oh, he's clipped the crossbar. Keeper didn't get a touch, and it goes behind for the goal kick. And Cyprus under all sorts of pressure, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, great bit of play there from Niall McGinn. That was intentional, you have to say. Seen the keeper off his line, went for a clever little clip over the top of him, almost willing the ball to come down under the bar, but unfortunately, as you said, it just clips the top. Keeper doesn't get a touch on it. Goal kick. But a lot better from Northern Ireland, you have to say. It would have been interesting. I was just waiting to see what would have happened if a goal had went in while Ellie was waxing lyrical about Joe Root's 100. That would have been very interesting. Who was getting in first, or he was going to get the airways.
Oh, don't you worry, Jerry. We would have jumped in. We would have jumped in. We'd have had both at the same time, the 100 and the Northern Ireland equaliser. Neil Lennon, this is much better from Northern Ireland.
It is, yeah. I mean, Cyprus are 6s and 7s now. You know, they've lost their composure completely. The goal has changed the psychology of the game, obviously, and you know, Northern Ireland now just need to find that finish, that bit of composure, a bit of quality to get them level.
Here's Conor Bradley, Liverpool's young right back, real will-o'-the-wisp, skiddy young thing on the right-hand side, plays the ball to Stephen Davis, has Jordan Thompson as an option. Thompson lining up potentially a long-range strike, long way out though, 30 yards or so. Kieran Brown making a run down the left, decides not to use him. Johnny Evans sweeps the ball low with his right foot to Stephen Davis. Northern Ireland trailing Cyprus by 2-1. Could be a hugely embarrassing defeat for them. They might be able to rescue something from the game. 12 minutes of the 90 remaining, plus a bit of added time. Yet to win a Nations League game. Still trailing by 2-1. Northern Ireland fans are on their feet trying to do their bit. Kieran Brown leaps high to win a header, edge of the Cyprus penalty area. Ball is cleared only as far as Papoulis. Very easily turns away from Stephen Davis. Now this could be trouble. Christofi is starting to make a run. Papoulis plays it across to him. Christofi knows he's offside. He has to let that ball run past him, and eventually it will go out for a throw-in to Northern Ireland on the left. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2. Northern Ireland get on with the game quickly. They have to. Paddy McNair on the ball inside the centre circle. Niall McGinn is lurking wide left. Gavin White to the right. McGinn starts to make the run. Can he get onto the pass? Yes. Cushions the ball on his right thigh. Starts to tease the defender Panayotou. Curls the cross in, no one there. Beyond the keeper, behind the defenders, and behind for a goal kick. Just needs a bit of quality, Jerry.
Yeah, it's not only that. If you look at Steve Davis and Dion Charles, they're both making the same run to the near post. And when... Go on.
Goalkeeper's down, apparently injured, might have some cramp. Referee, to try and sort of appease the Northern Ireland fans who aren't having it, has immediately pointed to his watch to say, don't worry, I've stopped the clock. So if he is time wasting, he's not going to get any benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is... I was going to say it's almost comical, but obviously it's not, because thankfully the referee, you know, not playing along. Yes, the trainer is on to have a look at him, the physio or whatever, but hopefully the referee's not going to stand for this and add it on. But yeah, just going back to that point, you know, good play from Niall McGinn. Lovely diagonal switch ball from Paddy McNair to find McGinn. He does well, chops back onto his right foot, floats one in. Two players making the same run, and nobody coming in on the back post. So again, you know, just frustrating to see that.
Normally, if a player goes down with cramp like that, you'll see a teammate come to them and sort of give them a hand. I don't think any of the Cypriot players actually believed it either. They just said, right, well, we'll let him take a couple of minutes, sit him down and wait for the goal kick. 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, what it does though for Cyprus is it just breaks up the momentum that Northern Ireland have built a little bit. You know what I mean? It just gives everyone a little bit of a breather, a little bit of time to reset, refocus, and get on with the rest of the game.
Gamesmanship, I think you call it. It is 2-1 to Cyprus, 9 minutes to play. Jerry Taggart sitting alongside me here at Windsor Park. Neil Lennon is watching on as well. More thoughts from Neil coming shortly. Here's Ballard across to Stephen Davis. Davis to Thompson. Thompson with his left foot looking for the run here, and it's flicked over the crossbar by Bradley, who'd made a fabulous run through the middle. Just got underneath the chance from the penalty spot, lobs it over the bar and behind for a goal kick. But they've just got to keep believing, Neil.
Yeah, he's got to score. It's a great ball by Thompson. It's a great run by Bradley. And again, it's just that lack of composure. It's a great ball by Thompson. And he's in front of goal. He's just got to hit the target and do 2-2.
Brilliant stat I got from Northern Ireland stats man Marshall Gillespie, who always provides the commentators with plenty ahead of the game. Had Conor Bradley scored that, or if he is to score in the late stages of this game, he would be only the second Liverpool player ever to score for Northern Ireland. The only one previously, Billy Lacey, scored 2 against England back in 1914. Now that is proper stats. That is very good, and thank you very much, Marshall Gillespie. But we need it to happen. We needed Conor Bradley to score to really make that one work. Ball-by-ball commentary of the cricket continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Highlights on the iPlayer and BBC 2 tonight at 7 o'clock. In-play highlights on the BBC Sport website. Here comes Niall McGinn dribbling down the left-hand side, back onto his right foot, low pass to Thompson. Thompson looking for the 1-2, hits it with his right foot well wide and blazes it into those Northern Ireland fans behind the guy. It's just a question of whether Cyprus can hold out now.
Yeah, good play. Well worked again from Niall McGinn down the left-hand side. Plays it to Thompson. Thompson a little 1-2 on the edge of the box. And then, as Neil has been talking about all afternoon, composure. Just a lack of composure. Yes, it's on his weaker right foot, Jordan Thompson. And he just snatches at it. And that's why you see it go high, wide and not so handsome. But good build-up play from Northern Ireland.
7 minutes to play, plus added time, and there will be a little bit of that. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2, Nations League Group C2. If Northern Ireland lose the game, they will be bottom of this group, and they will be 3 points behind Cyprus. Christofi, centre forward, plays the ball back into his own half. There's the skipper, Artie Mattis. Gogic under pressure here, being chased by Dion Charles. Clears with his right foot the goalkeeper. The ball drops inside the centre circle, and Jordan Thompson has plenty of time to bring it under control, run it forward, look to his right and his left. Low pass to Bradley, the latest to be on the end of a chance for Northern Ireland that they've not been able to take. Now Thompson with his left foot to his left, plays it to Kieran Brown, left-sided centre-back with the long hair tied back in a tight bun. McGinn's cross again into the far post. Goalkeeper comes and gets a good firm punch on it, only as far as Bradley on the right-hand side for Northern Ireland. 6 minutes plus added time to go. Bradley looking to get on the end of the Davis pass. Intercepted. Ballard is forward. Reads the play well. Brings it down the right. Gets his cross in. Headed away by Artie Mattis. Kieran Brown just cushions a little pass infield to Jordan Thompson in the middle of the Cyprus half. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2 here on 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Kieran Brown thought about going to his left, turns back infield. Every single player inside the Cyprus half as Northern Ireland desperately press, looking for an equaliser, looking to avoid a potentially hugely embarrassing defeat. Thompson gets his pass wrong and it goes behind for the goal kick. But what we've learnt, Neil Lennon, as you were saying in the first half, bit more tempo, bit more pressure, don't let Cyprus have any time, and it's working for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, definitely. I think the subs haven't helped Cyprus. They look very disjointed now. Basically, Ollie, what they're doing is they're saying, right, 2-1, let's see this through. They're desperate for the final whistle. And it's just up to Northern Ireland now to find that little bit of quality, little bit of composure. The game's there. It's like a training game now, attack against defence. And when they need to find a goal at least.
2-1 they're trailing. 5 minutes to play of the 90. Johnny Evans is on the ball. Attack versus defence. Northern Ireland doing the attacking. Ball down the left from Kieran Brown. Panayotou on the right-hand side. The second half substitute, Andreas Panayotou, leaps, volleys it clear with his right foot, throwing Northern Ireland. Wide on the left. Tuesday night, your next Nations League commentary. England against Hungary. Kicks off at 7:45. 2 hours of the Monday Night Club, by the way, tomorrow night in the company of Stephen Warnock, Leon Osman and Adam Crafton of The Athletic. Long throw into the Cyprus penalty area. Defenders and attackers jump alike to try and win it. The ball is half cleared by Cyprus in the middle of their half. Christofi jumps. Oh, come on. He's gone down holding his head. Now the referee's got to check this, but we saw him jump with Jordan Thompson. I don't think there's a clash of heads there. I think he's trying to buy time. I think that's simulation.
I think you're absolutely right, Ali. I think, again, just like we've seen with the keeper, just trying to break the play up, trying to run the clock down, trying to take momentum out of the game. Looking at it on the replay, I'm just thinking, does he catch him? But
maybe
it's delayed, isn't it? The way he goes down,
Well, that's he thought about it and then
thought
went
about
down.
it.
Unless he's dazed. Maybe he was dazed.
But he's okay. He's up. He's okay. Yeah. Again.
3.5 minutes to play. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2. Tea at Trent Bridge, Eleanor Oldroyd.
And what a session for England. 331 for 2, 136 runs scored in the session, no wickets, and centuries for Ollie Pope, who's 142 not out. Joe Root 109. That was his fastest Test 100. 116 balls for Joe Root, and England just 222 runs behind. It's still a lot, but it's still an awful lot better than it could have been. So England 3-3-1 for 2 at tea.
Getting there slowly but surely. Now, did that go out for a corner? Northern Ireland from the drop ball, played it down the left. Christodoulou, the goalkeeper, couldn't keep it in. Chance for an attacking set piece. Christofi is trying to get back on the field. Having gone down and taken the head knock, he seems absolutely fine. The referee says you need to be checked. Look, you went down for a head injury. You need to be checked. Now the medical team say he's okay. I think he was always okay. So on he comes. That could have cost him if he had to stay off the field and Northern Ireland scored from the corner. That would have been his own fault. Corner for Northern Ireland from the left. Jordan Thompson. This needs good delivery for the home team. Drilled with his left foot. Ballard on the end of it. Heads it wide. Good connection. Couldn't get it on target. And behind for a goal kick to Cyprus.
Yeah, probably just slightly off balance again. You know, he's well marshalled by the Cypriot defender there, and he can't get, you know, a clean strike with his head onto that ball. But it's a chance, you have to say. He gets up, he rises above the Cypriot defender. He tries his best, does his best to put him off. It's a chance.
89th minute of the game. Bit of added time to come as well. Goal kick taken. Ballard on the halfway line leaps again to win another header, but Cyprus have the ball. Kyriakou plays it through his legs back into midfield to Kastanos. Kastanos to Panayotou with his left foot looking for the ball over the top. Christofi chases it. Johnny Evans has it covered. Doesn't go back to the goalkeeper. Plays to Kieran Brown. Ballard's clever. Lets the ball run across his body, and Connor Bradley speeds away down the right-hand side for Northern Ireland. Can he find the pass to Gavin White? That's covered by Panayotou. Puts a left foot on it. Out it goes for a throw-in to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2. Minute of normal time plus a bit of added time to try and rescue themselves from embarrassment and a really devastating defeat in terms of this Nations League group. Gavin White on the right-hand side. Can they dig it out, Northern Ireland? Davis plays to his right. Here's White again. White looks for the 1-2 with Bradley. They've worked it well. Cut back from White. Intercepted inside the penalty area by Katalaris. And brought out now by Papoulis, but that's intercepted by Stephen Davis. Still a chance for Northern Ireland to find the equaliser. 90th minute of the game. Johnny Evans takes his time, almost stumbles over the ball, looks to his right, sees Bradley in space. Bradley to Davis. Again they work the 1-2. Again the cross comes in, and again Cyprus deal with it. Headed away at the near post. Bradley coming back from the offside position, leads it to Davis. Davis's cross deflected, drops inside the Cyprus penalty area. They've got enough bodies there. The Cypriots cleared away on the right foot. McGinn desperate to keep it in for Northern Ireland. Time is fast running out here. It's been a grim 10 days for them in terms of Nations League football. Can they give the home fans a little something to cheer? They've got 6 minutes of added time to try and do something about it. Cross comes in, header's just over the bar, loops onto the roof of the net, and behind for a goal kick to Cyprus, and the goalkeeper is now lying down in his own net, having fallen backwards and apparently hurt his back. Come on, get on with it.
Yeah, referee's got to go and take charge of that situation. I think he has. Because that is just pure play acting from the Cypriot goalkeeper.
Half-time in the Super League, Dave Woods.
Half-time, St Helens 18, Hulkinson Rovers 12. Really good game, lots of talking points. James Roby, record-breaking appearance, scores a try. Tony Makinson, a thrilling try in the very first minute. But Hull KR fighting back well. Ryan Hall, their latest scorer. It's St Helens 18, Hull KR 12.
Northern Ireland 1, Cyprus 2. You'll get the thoughts of the Northern Ireland manager Ian Barraclough in the Football Daily podcast that'll be there for you late tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. If you've not got that, get yourself to the BBC Sounds app, search for the Football Daily, 5 Live Football Daily, click subscribe, and it will appear there for you 7 days a week. A daily one there will be as well throughout the Women's Euros, which starts on Wednesday the 6th of July. We've seen the Northern Ireland women's squad out on the pitch at half-time today, being wished well by the home fans here. McGinn chasing a ball down the left, can't keep it in play. Kieran Brown goes long. Goal kick for Cyprus. They will take their time over it. Neil Lennon, what do you make it of the closing stages here at Windsor Park?
Well, it is as it was, it's all going to be Northern Ireland. The sort of half chance with the header that looked under the crossbar. Cyprus are going to just take every ounce of time whenever they can on throw-ins and see the game out as best they can. They've been a shambles, Cyprus, for the last sort of 20 minutes. Northern Ireland again just been a little bit anxious, a little bit frantic with the final ball, which has been synonymous of the whole game really. But they need to find that one bit of quality to get something out of the game, and at the minute it doesn't look like it. For me, I would just throw Ballard in there and put the ball in the box now.
4 minutes left. That's what they've got to do. Long throw coming in from the left. Kieran Brown. Johnny Evans is forward. Daniel Ballard is forward. Paddy McNair is lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box. The Northern Ireland fans beating the drum, clapping the hands. In it comes. Ballard jumps to try and win the header. Enormous clearance. Goes straight up in the air. Drops down on the edge of the box. Papoulis flicks a leg at it, doesn't get anything on it, has another go with his left foot, shanks that one high up in the air. Ioannou jumps, misses his header. So scrappy and scruffy, but Northern Ireland have it now. McGinn plays it down the right-hand side to White. Back to McGinn. Cross in with his right foot. Flicked header. Chance for Evans. In off the ball. That went over the line. Referee gives the goal. Johnny Evans has saved Northern Ireland, it seems, in the 95th minute of the game. Johnny Evans from close range. Right foot finish, in off the bar, over the line. Northern Ireland 2, Cyprus 2. They barely deserve it this afternoon, Northern Ireland, but they've just about got there, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, absolutely. What a finish from Johnny Evans. He just sticks out of leg. Again, it's well worked on the right-hand side, Ali. I think it's now McGinn just puts in a first-time cross. It gets flicked on at the near post, goes towards the back post, and there's Johnny, just dangles the leg out. It's the underside of the bar, into the back, well, not into the back of the net, but over the line and back out again. But it's clearly over the line. The referee's in a good position to give that.
Yeah, now you could see immediately from our commentary position up here that the ball had bounced down over the line, didn't hit the back of the net, out it spun. Cyprus continue to complain. And I'll tell you what, Northern Ireland now have 2 minutes, a little bit more than 2 minutes, to actually try and find a winner here. Northern Ireland 2, Cyprus 2. The chance did eventually come, and Johnny Evans on his 98th cap for his country, crucially in the right place at the right time, defending to do. Christophe onside, one-on-one. Oh, Cyprus have won it. No, the flag's up, won't count. He sticks the ball in the back of the net, but the assistant referee's flag goes up as the ball hits the net. He had to wait to see what happened. Christophe has stayed down, and in the end it looks like it will finish 2-2. Incredible drama in the second half.
Well, we all thought that was it, didn't we? And as you said, well, Christophe's still down. He's feigning injury again, but as I say, they had to wait till the ball went into the back of the net. Johnny Evans remonstrating with the referee, blow your whistle quicker. We need to get on with this game. Christophe's laying down inside the penalty box. I don't know why.
Neil, he was miles offside there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's miles offside. It's a correct decision. And this is just nonsense. And I don't think this will help Cyprus either, with the way Christophe's behaving. It's just going to add on more time for Northern Ireland to get the ball into the Cypriot box.
Yep, must still be a couple of minutes to play here if the referee's going to be a stickler, and if he's been stopping the watch for the stoppages in added time. 2-0 down, Northern Ireland were this afternoon. McNair and Evans have got them back in it. 2-2, not really good enough, not in terms of this group, and not in terms of the performance that the Northern Ireland fans were hoping for, but it's certainly better than nothing. But can they find themselves a dramatic late winner? They've got the ball. McGinn wide on the left-hand side. 20 seconds of the 6 minutes of added time to be played, then a bit more, I think. McNair's ball in. That looks good. Keeper comes, fists it away. The ball drops down 40 yards from the Cyprus goal. Stephen Davis trying to get his body in the way, trying to win it. He does so. Plays it to Gavin White. Back to Davis, who's going to have to work hard to keep this in on the right-hand side. Keeping an eye on the referee. He's had a first look at his watch. Northern Ireland still have it. White with a step over. He's tackled. That might be the last chance. No, Cyprus have given it away. Can Jordan Thompson find some quality? Across to Paddy McNair. Listen to the noise inside Windsor Park now. Here's McGinn. McGinn on the left-hand side. Little trick from him. Cross comes in. Flick on at the near post. Ball spins up in the air. Conor Bradley heads it back. Nodded forward by Thompson. Flicked on by McNair. Ball drops edge of the box. Thompson miscues. McGinn hits it with his right foot, slices it, and it goes behind for the goal kick. And that, in the end, Jerry, might be that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, no one wanted to make a decision to try and either put the ball in the back line or get rid of it. The ball was bouncing around. It was coming off heads, bodies. Cypriots couldn't clear it. In the end, it falls to McGinn on the edge of the box, and he just takes a swipe at it. Nowhere near the goal, unfortunately.
Goal kick for Cyprus. Referee wants them to get on with it. We've now played 7 minutes of added time. Here he comes. Christodoulou clears with his right foot. Referee not interested in blowing his whistle just yet. Cyprus desperate for it now. They've been on the back foot for the last 20 minutes of this second half. Papoulis is on the ball for them. Ballard trying to win it back for Northern Ireland. Free kick, Cyprus. Jordan Thompson came in. He was over-eager. He's barged Papoulis to the floor, and Cyprus will now get a chance to kill this game. They have a free kick unless they want to get adventurous and try and win the game.
We'll just see what happens, but yeah, you've got to say that's just taking any momentum right out of it, conceding that free kick. But you never know with this referee, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Close to 8 minutes now. Now he's had a look at the watch. Kyriakou waiting to take the free kick. Blue skies above Windsor Park at the end of this game. Kyriakou curls it into the box, headed away by Ballard. Ball stays in play. Referee's had another look at the watch, but we're still going. Conor Bradley goes sprinting away down the right, just inside his own half. Plays it back to Daniel Ballard. The full-time whistle blows at Windsor Park. There are a few isolated boos and jeers. It's finished Northern Ireland 2, Cyprus 2. Not the result, clearly, that Ian Barraclough, the Northern Ireland manager, wanted or needed. But second half goals from Paddy McNair and Johnny Evans, the late one from Johnny Evans in added time, have seriously spared Northern Ireland blushes, because they were 2-0 down at home. They still, in 14 games in the Nations League, are yet to win one. It is now 1 win in 14 games at Windsor Park. But they just about, in the end, Jerry Taggart, managed to get something out of this game, and Cyprus remain below them in this group table, but not great from Northern Ireland.
No, absolutely not. Pure drama at the end, you have to say, with Johnny Evans' equaliser. Second half, or from, say, 30 minutes out, Northern Ireland piled on the pressure, and we're scrambling at the end, you have to say, to get that equaliser. Going 2 goals behind at home to a team who are over 50 places lower than them in the FIFA World Ranking is very disappointing, you have to say. But credit to the players, credit to the substitutes that come on as well. I thought they made a big difference in getting Northern Ireland back in the game.
Quite rightly, the Northern Ireland players go round the ground to applaud the efforts of their fans who did their bit in the second half. Not the result or the performance they wanted, but they rescued themselves in the end, Gigi, and one of their most experienced players, Johnny Evans, did it, stretching deep in added time to force the ball over the line. It finished Northern Ireland 2, Cyprus 2.
Alistair Briswell, Jerry Taggart and Neil Lennon watching the action unfold at Windsor Park. And Neil, in commentary before the Johnny Evans equaliser, Ali used the words devastating defeat, they were on the brink of, and embarrassment. How do we change those words with that equaliser? Because it's still not a win. They're still bottom of the group. That's now 3 wins in 20 for Ian Barraclough. So how do those words change when we describe this match due to that late equaliser?
Yeah, it's still not a great result. It's not a win against, let's have it, poor opposition. The goals that Northern Ireland conceded were very poor, and the overall performance wasn't great. Cyprus conceded a lot of ground towards the end, and they were all over the place. They almost looked amateurs at times in the way they approached the game to see it out. But you could talk about the last 20 minutes, Gigi, as a positive, but it wasn't through, great play. It was more hope than expectation than anything else. But I don't know how the public are going to view it. I don't know how the media are going to view it. But from my own point of view, it wasn't a great performance by any means.
And Jerry, how do you view it? Do you go along with what Neil says?
Yeah, I think when you're analysing a game of football, you've got to analyse the whole 90 minutes, GG, and unfortunately, it wasn't a great watch. I think tactically, Cyprus got it absolutely spot on, and you're clinging on to that last 20-25 minutes where Northern Ireland made some substitutions. They come on, the tempo was lifted, but you're expecting that right from the get-go, and unfortunately that wasn't the case today for Northern Ireland. And going 2 goals behind at home to Cyprus, I mean, that is it's almost soul destroying. They have to come back from 2 goals down. Yes, credit has to go for them getting back into the game, but you have to analyse it from the beginning for the whole 90 minutes, and if you're going to do that, then you have to say it's not good enough.
And Jerry, before the Nations League began this round of fixtures, Ian Barraclough said, "I am the best man for the job, so stick with me." Have you seen enough or anything to believe that he is the person that they should stick with? Because he's also said, look, don't judge me on this. Yeah. Let's wait for the qualifying campaign for Euro 2024. But surely by that time it's too late if nothing's changed. Yeah,
I think you have to go back to the players that he has right now at his disposal. A lot of players pulled out. A lot of young players, a lot of unknown young players, unknown quantities have come into the squad for these group of games. And it's a difficult period for Ian Barraclough as a manager to try and, get the performances and the results that people expect, especially when they're playing at home. And that sadly hasn't happened. So, whether or not he's the right man for the job, only certain people involved with the IFA will know that. And Ian Barraclough isn't going to say anything different because he's desperate to stay in the job, and rightly so. It's a great job to have. But as far as moving forward is concerned, then I suppose there is you could say that he should be given a little bit of leeway until he gets and has a full squad of players to choose from, which he hasn't had in this group of games.
Yeah, Neil, Ian's spoken about it being a rebuilding phase. I'm interested, from your point of view as a manager, how do you get out of these ruts? How do you get out of these moments where you don't have a lot of your experienced players, you're bringing young players through, you're doing it in the sort of media glare and in front of the fans? How do you try and strike that balance to give the players the confidence they need to go out there, perform as a team and get the results?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very difficult thing to do in this sort of competitive environment. But I think a lot of countries are in the same boat, particularly at the level of opposition that Northern Ireland are playing against. Ian did say, before this campaign, I'm looking for 4 wins out of 4. Well, that's proved to be very ambitious. It's okay saying, we're blooding young players. I get that to a certain degree, Gigi, but we talked at the start of the show about it's a results-driven business and you're gauged on results. I don't think he's found the balance yet between the experienced players and the young players. I don't think the formation's working, and I don't think he's getting the best out of the better players at his disposal in terms of the overall performances. From what I've seen over the 4 games, the quality of the performances has been poor. He's stuck with this 3-4-3 formation. I don't think it suits the players at his disposal, and that's something he'll have to go and think about in terms of changing him. I don't think that's the right thing to do at this point in time. I wouldn't call for anybody to lose their job, and I think he needs, a few more runs of games before, or we hope to see an improvement and a progression with the balance of the squad as it goes forward.
Ali, what was the feeling you got from the crowd within Windsor Park? Because they were chanting the travelling fans cheerio when they lost to Kosovo in Pristina. What feeling did you get around the grounds from the fans this afternoon?
Well, there's clearly frustration at the performances and the recent results, Gigi, and you can completely understand that. But having covered Northern Ireland for many years now, watching them under Ian Barraclough and previously Michael O'Neill, that they are an incredibly loyal bunch of supporters. And once they've had their grumble, say at a half-time whistle, they were superb in the last 15 minutes of that game, and they were on their feet at the end of the game, applauding the fight back from their team. And I also think today, particularly, Gigi, we mentioned it right at the top of the coverage, an emotional day as well, because we're remembering Billy Bingham, and I think that played a little part in today's game. And I think any sort of feelings of frustration and antipathy towards Ian Barraclough at the start of the game, possibly, and the team were tempered a little bit, by the memory of Billy Bingham, which was beautifully done at the start of the game. So at the end, I think the Northern Ireland fans just leave. They're realistic, like Neil and Jerry have been explaining. There's players coming to the end of their careers. Neil there talking about trying to get the balance between, getting the best out of them still and the younger ones coming through, and it's just not happening at the moment. But the other stat that I wrote down, Gigi, before this game, if you look at the first 25 games in charge for Michael O'Neill and the first 25 games in charge for Ian Barraclough, the records are actually quite similar. It took Michael O'Neill quite a long time to get it going for Northern Ireland, but as we discussed, Neil and I discussed this 10 days ago, I think you could see the sort of steps that were being made, the forward steps that were being made a little bit earlier in the process, whereas at the moment with this team, you still can't quite see where it's going at the moment and where those sort of green shoots are for the real optimism right now.
Full time at Windsor Park. It finished 2-2 between Northern Ireland and Cyprus. Alistair Bruce-Ball and Jerry Taggart, thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Neil Lennon is going to stay with me because